Welcome to another episode of Studio B Sessions with me, Bindra, owner of Bindra Productions here in Orlando, Florida. We have Mario again on the producer desk. You gonna say hi to people? No? Yes?
Hey guys, how are you again?
And our guest today is, for the first time ever, another Bindra.
Hi.
So this is Juli Bindra. She's the head of my post-production and production departments. And the only other Bindra, I guess, who works for the company. And so far. And so I've indirectly mentioned, if anyone's been listening to any other episodes, even from season 1,
Or working with you.
or working with me, have heard your name, because it ends up, Julie's doing this, or Julie's going to edit this, or whatever. You know, your name does come up a lot for somebody who's more behind the scenes, especially now, than you were in the beginning. So, hey, here's the infamous Julie.
Hi. We'll see how this goes.
All right. Well, let's get started. So, I don't know. Tell us, people, why you are a Bindra.
Because we got married.
Wow. That was an easy explanation. All
It's
right.
a very easy
So
explanation.
so I want to go back. So obviously we met long time ago, 2012. We got married 2013, and for years, you weren't really involved in anything video production. It was just a passion that I was following on the side. Well, we did run some YouTube channels temporarily, but let's not even go there. I don't know if we want to talk about that at all.
No,
That should just remain hidden. Anyway, but yes, so you were involved in video in a different way. So you kind of were familiar with how to do voiceovers, editing, all that.
14,
A little bit of everything. So funny enough, all of a sudden it just came to me. I was like, yeah, you're not completely zero when I started. But yeah, 2018, I say, we're going to become Bindra Productions. That's going to be my full-time thing, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's heard that story. And that at some point, I basically brought you on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was a UNA project, right? The first time you came to set?
Yes.
Yes. So how was that? Do you remember anything? It was a long time ago.
I do. My brother was actually sound.
Yeah.
Cody was sound. And we had Jimmy there. But yeah, Cody was there. And I remember we were in like their music recording area, and they had like some people while we were recording came into like the actual, because they were doing classes and stuff, so they came into the actual like recording spot.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, we're recording just like right out here.
Yeah, that was interesting because that was technically, the recording studio off the university, which is interesting because they have a good entertainment industry.
And they had all the sound
program,
panels and things on the wall. We had to move some instruments and stuff to set up like the set.
Yeah, but that was really cool because, the sound was already, it was a sound treated room. Typically, we're not in that situation, so that helped a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember even for one of the first few gigs, I had really good sound equipment. I had the Sennheiser MKH416. And I think it was GH5S's as cameras. I mean, it was high quality equipment. I'm saying for somebody starting out a production company back in the day.
Sure.
Also, you were not experienced. I kind of just threw you into it because I was like, you're my wife. You're coming. You could help me as much as needed. Obviously,
but at the same time, I pretty much still do. Like I still do. If I'm on set at all, I do the same thing that I did then. Yeah. I'm asking questions. I'm making sure we're on script. I'm checking time. It's the same thing.
Typical producer stuff. But you can't call yourself an amateur now.
Not now.
I mean, you're definitely considered pro. You've been doing this 6 years now, right?
I'd have to do the math on that.
I think you have to get closer to the mic.
Is it cutting out for you too?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. See, I'm not experienced in it.
Yeah, so I think you have to just talk a little louder. That's mainly what it is, because it's noise gating you. Or just
put my mouth like right up against this.
Yeah, that would work too. Because a lot of people just listen to this; they're not watching it.
Oh, sorry, listeners.
So
sorry
funny
for that too.
Yeah. Anyway, so you were basically at that point. Obviously, you knew you're just thrown into it, and I think you did really well because you're right. I had just put you as essentially like a script supervisor, interview role, just talking to people, just basic communication.
Mhm.
And you had gone to the university. I was like, hey, you're familiar with the areas, the location that we're in, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
I felt like it was an easy thing per se to get into. Plus, your family's there. I'm there. Cody's there.
Yeah.
Jimmy, who's a friend is there. So it
And
wasn't
that
like,
role, I pretty
yeah,
much just had to talk to them, get them comfortable, which
yeah,
Alabama's my people for the most part, so it was really easy to
yeah.
do.
And then I think at some point you started editing for me. Do you remember any of that when that
Yeah.
happened? Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Oh, really? Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of it you want me to tell, but I
Yeah.
remember when I first started editing. Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
so tell me about it because I don't remember. I just know you.
You
I
don't
kind of threw.
remember.
I remember I kind of
Okay.
threw it at you.
So, yeah, you
Yeah.
did. So I'd been on set doing like I'll ask the questions and stuff. Tell me when it starts to ring a bell.
Yeah.
I was kind of doing the questions and doing things like that. I was behind the scenes and stuff. And then we got a client, and it was like we went to the meeting, got a check in the meeting. It was like one of the first bigger clients as far as like how much they were paying us to get stuff done. And we went on set, and we had gone over everything before. But apparently I focused too much on something that didn't matter and messed up the interview.
Oh, I remember now.
And like
Yeah.
one of the other like clients, the people in the office wasn't comfortable on camera at all. And so it wasn't really what we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And so the person that was editing it was having a hard time coming up with a story or coming up with anything to like make out of what we had captured. And so I guess I could say as punishment, I kind of was forced into, you messed up this shoot.
Yeah.
It's your fault. So
Yeah.
you fix it. And now that's what I do is I just edit.
Yeah. Hey, something good came out of it because you
Yeah,
you
yeah.
edit really well. But yes, now that
I mean,
you
it
say
ends
that,
up.
I
That's
remember.
the-
And to be
you
real,
remember.
it wasn't that messed up. The rest of the interview went great. It was just that you kept
Yeah,
bringing the questions
but-
back to the one I think, and I get it. It was
Yeah,
important
I
to
kind
you.
of focused on it and I felt that it was important, but it wasn't to
but-
the client, and
yeah.
it came across and started aggravating, and I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, because they were just like, yeah, that's important, but we're in sales, because they want to sell the product. They don't care,
Yeah.
to be honest,
It was
what the product is. I don't remember. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to remember the exact product or whatever.
It was
but
one of those instances where I focused too much on the bullet points of what we wanted the interview to touch and making sure we touched everything on it rather than paying attention to who I was actually interviewing. And I've come
Yeah.
a long way since then in making sure, like, hey, if we go off a little bit, if they're passionate about it, we capture something, we can make a story out of it, even if it's not the original one.
that we
So, like,
planned
I've
on.
grown a lot since then,
Yeah.
but it was definitely a learning curve.
Yeah, it
but
was-
that was literally like the
Yeah.
third thing that I had ever done video production.
Yeah,
So
and like I said, I don't like looking back at it. To be honest, it wasn't that big
Mhm.
of a deal. It's mostly
it
that.
felt like it to
Yeah,
me.
I
but
mean,
yeah.
to me too. I'm sure at that point because
Yeah,
we're
it
like,
was.
we're here for a limited time. They're obviously a company owner, right? They're not experienced with video production, so we got the
Right.
production
At
side
all.
set up. And again, I think it was Yumi and Cody was the
Yes.
team there, so it was a very small team.
Mhm.
And essentially, I set up all the camera and stuff. Cody set up all the audio.
I talked
And
to the
you were
client.
talking to the client,
Mhm.
and then I didn't pick up on it until like the second, third time you brought it up, and I was like, he clearly doesn't want to talk about it, and you want him to talk about it. But to be honest, again, content we got was pretty good. The video quality looked amazing.
The videos actually turned out. I
Yeah.
think they turned out
but
pretty
not,
good.
but yeah. So
For-
my
for
plan
what it
was,
yeah.
I was like, I have no, and that in the beginning, and again, it was one of the best things I ever did for the company to give you the editing and have you handle it. But
In the
in the
long
beginning,
run,
yeah, it was me. I'm like, I go the typical videographer. Well, I'm gonna shoot and edit, right? I can
Mm-hmm.
bring people to help me with sound or production or whatever, but I am the editor. And then, but at that point, I had been editing a few of the videos. I think like the UNA one or whatever I'm talking about. But this
Mm-hmm.
one, I was just like, nah. Like I have no idea because what we wanted to capture is not here.
Yep.
And
I had to put some stuff together,
yeah.
create a completely different story.
Yeah, and my style is, and it works with some people. It's not. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I can sit here and teach you and make you watch a course on how to operate an NLE.
Oh,
like
what?
Final Cut or whatever,
Oh,
like non-linear editing. See, you're an editor who doesn't know NL.
again, I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't go to
yeah, you're not
school.
a
I didn't. I
traditional
had a
editor.
complete on the job training, and I don't sit here and watch YouTube videos. Much to his chagrin,
Yeah,
I do
exactly.
not sit here and watch videos on YouTube or stuff about how to make myself faster or how to get better at certain things. Or I tried learning Da Vinci. Nope, that did not work out. So
See, and that's exactly what it is because we are a Final Cut preferred company. Now, doesn't mean everyone has to. Like
right
Mario
now,
edits for me, and he uses Resolve, and he's
hmm
doing great. So not everyone has to be on Final Cut, but that's just what I had picked up on. So again, me having gone to school, we were on Final Cut 7, what was in school. But before then, I tried Sony and Avid, and because I'd be making videos with my friends. This isn't like I just went to school and learned about this. And
mm,
Premiere. So I still remember editing on Premiere way before it was, cool or whatever. And then, but when I touched Final Cut, I was like, this is incredible. And hence what we were using. And so you learned on that. And obviously, I get it that you're used to it. Plus, on
yeah,
these
which I
M1
did use
computers.
like some other program where I had to use the Windows computer. I couldn't use the Mac or any of
Yeah.
the Apple devices. I had to like for graphics and stuff had to go into the Windows computer and then
hmm
export and then take that back
Yeah.
for like different graphics and things like that. Like
Yeah.
I still remember having to do that.
Yeah. And I think that's just because of the limitations of some of these programs. But anyway, like I said, Final Cuts worked great for us. There's no subscription. You buy it once. It's cheap, in my opinion, for $2.99 one-time purchase. Then it on M1 computers it works great. There's no issues unlike Premiere where if the program crashes, you have to hit Command Save. But I get it. You're not a Premiere editor. You're not a Resolve editor. You are a Final Cut editor, but you're really
Hmm.
great at that. And like I said, my
Thanks.
style is to just throw you into it, and that's kind of what I did. I was like, here you go, no training, just figure it out, right? And I mean, to
I
my
did.
surprise, you did. There you go. And like I said,
To your
now
surprise.
I mean, I have look. Here's what a summary I'll give you. I have tried to hire other editors. I've tried to.
Yeah.
The thing is, what's most important to me is a software is
Story.
easy to learn, right? It's just software. I'm pretty sure, if you really put time to it, you could learn Resolve or a Premiere or whatever. But the thing is, if Final Cut works for us, you know the program. Why do I, as a production company owner, care what software you're using? So it's like if Mario's
Hmm.
using Resolve, I don't care. The only reason I would ever want him to use something else would be like, hey, I want your timeline to be editable by you or me or
Hmm.
whoever, and then it's like, hey, maybe it's better to switch. But outside of that, like for example, Geo edited some videos for us, and they were all in Premiere. So, and I'm like, who? Like, I have no issue.
It was a bit of a thing though when they're like, oh, just do this, and this, like the edits that we want, and it's like not like going. It's like a miscommunication or something. You're
hmm
like, but you just need to do this. It's
Yeah,
like
and it's
I could, if
harder.
it was in Final Cut, like I could go and I could like tweak it because the edit overall
Yeah.
was fantastic. But it was just like little tiny things that are hard to communicate when I can't like see and I don't understand if he's sharing a screen
hmm
what he's even looking at.
Yeah.
So it was definitely
But I
a
think on the
process.
internet, it's a thing to think like Final Cut's just a beginner program or whatever, and that Premiere or Resolve are better. Which again, they're great programs, but you'd be
I'm
surprised. I
not.
recently had an animator tell me like they can't do something that we can do in 5 seconds in Final Cut, because they were like, oh, the program has limitations of what we can do here, and I'm like, you tell me After Effects can't do that? That you and I can easily throw a generator in and create a number. We want to create like a counter that goes
Oh,
up
the
to 70
counter.
million. And he was like, "Oh
Okay.
yeah, there's a limit that we cannot go this high." And I'm like, "Huh, I didn't know that." Like, so he had to find a workaround. Obviously, you can do
Okay.
it, but I'm just saying that's silly to me. Like simple things like that would be so complicated. And like I said, having edited in Premiere a long, long time ago, I do remember that you had to keep hitting save because if it crashed on you and Final Cut, we don't even think about what's the save. It's just automatically just
I
keeping
have a
track of
few
it.
times and it has gone back a couple steps, but for the
Yeah.
most part,
Yeah,
it's
but you don't have to
there.
hit constantly save. I don't even think that's an
Mm-mm.
option in there. I think it just
No,
auto
I
saves.
don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
I don't use
exactly.
it if it's there.
Yeah, no, it's not there. And then because you don't need to, it's just keeping up with the program. And like I said, if crashes, it's rare. It can happen, but nothing like what Premiere does. But like I said, again, you kept up. Learned the program, but that I feel like is the easy part. The hard part is understanding the story, right? where to put what, when to cut, when to put a clip after the other, what clip to put there. And sometimes
Mhm.
you have to use clips that are not the best. So, if I give an editor who, they're like, oh, that's a more beautiful clip. But if it doesn't go in the story, you can't use it. I don't know. I feel like that's what, to me, makes a great editor, when I can tell you, like, hey, as a director or whatever, producer, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. I need a video. Energy is going to be this. Can you edit it? And then you just get it done. And I feel like you've been able to do it where other editors are like trying
Well,
to
I
do their
mean,
own
at the
thing.
same time, I've had that happen before where, I mean, here, like, I forgot exactly which one it was. There was one where we kind of took it on or something like that. No, I remember what it was. We didn't capture the footage. And you're like, this is what we've got. We've got to work with it. And I'm like, the heck am I supposed to? What is this?
Yeah.
I struggled because I keep getting sidetracked by like, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be when I said I would edit this.
Uh-huh.
And it's completely different and not, I'm used to your footage.
Yeah.
I'm used to your audio. I'm used to that. And
Yeah.
so when I'm given something that's not that, not that it's, it wouldn't be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to communicate. Like, not that it was absolutely horridly awful. For
Yeah.
someone, I'm sure it would be great. But when I'm used to Juli Bindra, it's
What's that supposed to mean?
what it's supposed to mean is exactly what it says. Like, I'm used to your quality. So when I'm given something less than, I'm like, I don't really want to use this, but I kind of got to because I have nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I get it. Well, I mean, I'll take that as a compliment. But
but still.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is always again get the best of what we can, and people don't see the circumstances. I've said this before.
Yeah.
Like for example, the project again. We mentioned on this the one we did in Chicago. We pre-planned that. Everything was great. We brought all the equipment. Money was not a limitation. Talent was not a limitation. We arrived. And it's like, hey, you can access the room until 2 p.m.
It was time.
Yeah, and then it's like
3:30
is the first roll or whatever. And it's like, oh, we have an hour and a half to entirely move the furniture of this room and set up this massive set that we want to.
And not allowed to touch it yourself?
No, that happened.
That was
day two.
different?
We weren't allowed to.
See, I
it's
wasn't
the
there
same
for
one.
this one.
Yeah, so same
I was
one.
observing from like behind. I got what was given to me.
Yeah, but remember that we weren't supposed to, but nobody knew. We were in the room, right? So we did it. So, right, Mario? we did it, and it came out amazing. Every single person came in there that was like, Netflix. Wow, beautiful, right? Everything's great. We do great work. We had a great team there. Like, it was me, Mario, Emmanuel, Jared, and Xavier. But the point is, day two, it's like, oh, by the way, we're going to throw a 5-person panel at you, which is not planned, not in the scenario. And then guess what? You have an hour, and now you can't touch the furniture. So it was so hard to just get rid of the furniture because now we don't want half the thing that we have in there, right? Anyway, to move things, and then literally we had 15 minutes to set. We were planning to build a menace arm and all this fancy stuff, and it's like 15 minutes, and it's not Zay's fault. He's like in my ear, he's like, no, we gotta roll, and I'm like, as a DP, I'm like, but we haven't set up anything, right? This is so I literally look at Mario and Emmanuel. I'm like, let's just go. Like, we're gonna use what we have. We have this 8x8. We have this, thing. There's not gonna be any madness arm here in the 15 minutes. And we rolled with the punches, and I think it came out great. But when somebody's looking at it, they may go, "Oh, a little kick there would have been nice," or whatever. But so it's like, that's why I say I don't judge other people's content because you have no idea the circumstances you're in. If I tell you to like a 5-person interview in a big space and say you have 15 minutes, let's see what you do.
Or like budget limitations and things like that. I feel like that's better.
Yeah.
Well, it was for 2 seconds. Still, I looked at you.
Yeah. So
anyways,
I think it just comes down to like, it's either budget or time. Like in this one, it wasn't the budget. It was just time. If you gave us a couple more hours, we would have made it look better than Netflix or whatever the terminology, you want to compare it to. Point is, but in 15 minutes, even what we did was great. But like, again, 15 minutes to set up 5 cameras, lighting, sound. We had to completely change sound too. It's just a lot to do, and it's just unrealistic targets. But at the same time, I get it. The director, he's getting a cue. Like, these people have limited time from this conference that they can come and do this. So we have to roll whether we get the perfect lighting or sound or not. It's just the nature of the game. And we just have to roll with these punches. So, like I said, it's not like the best scenarios that we're in, but I think making the most out of these challenging situations, I think, is what makes it fun with what we do. Any
Mhm.
memorable shoots that you can think of?
Shoals tourism is one that I really loved. I was got to thinking about it earlier. I was like thinking about all the early shoots and things that we did. Shoals tourism was like at that point in time, it was so out of the box from anything like we had ever done. And I absolutely loved it. The mountain biking, the canoeing, the going out and like actually capturing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like for someone who loves capturing like really cool B-roll, like that was perfect.
Yeah, so we got this project for tourism department. And it was crazy to me. We do high quality stuff, but it's like with I think I had Canon C200s and all that back then. But
I don't know.
uh, yeah, but it's like I didn't have even own GoPros, and it was like, oh, I gotta buy a bunch of GoPros. Actually, no, I take that back. We had GoPros from a different project.
We
Point
even
is,
had phones
yeah, we don't
at
use
that point. Like
yeah.
we literally just anything we could capture
Yeah,
stuff.
to get
Yeah.
it because we weren't, again, we use high quality stuff. Point is that project was completely different. It
Yeah,
was like
it was so out of
mountain
the box.
biking and stuff, and I was like, absolutely, because not that we can't do. We have an incredible team. Mike Woods was with us, and he did so great.
Mhm.
So point is, it was good people and really fun adventure type of stuff to showcase, what all you can do within the realm of tourism there. But the best part to me for that shoot was when we sent the footage to the client. He asked me on 3 separate occasions, "Is that in the shows?" It's so funny when they send you a list. Remember,
I
we
don't
don't
think I
know.
know
We're
that.
asking the tourism department, right? Give us a list of places you want to highlight. And
Yeah.
then we went and shot at the places that they wanted us to shoot.
And
right?
they had the schedule. That was one of them. Like they knew which day we were going to be at which location. I don't think they ever showed up really, but they knew where we were going to be, where we were going to be filming, who we were going to be filming with. They were all people
they
we got in
connected
contact
us with the people who do mine about everything.
They
And
knew
yet-
absolutely everything.
And yet, 3 times the guy asked me, and that's how I knew the third time. I was like, he's clearly doubting. He
It's
loves
like,
this
have
footage.
you gone mountain biking on these trails?
Because like, this is incredible. Is this the shows? Is this your footage? It's like, yes. Like, so I mean, we must have done really
It's like,
good.
yes,
for
Julie
them
was
to-
laying on the ground trying to capture that wheel go by.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but they could not believe. It's so funny like that we shot it. I'm like, what do you think, we can't capture this? But anyway, it was fun for me, yeah, because it was very different. I was so worried all that time, like especially the canoeing part. Like I was
Yeah,
like, I
the
don't
water.
want any of these cameras to get damaged. So I was
Mhm.
like, I think we used GoPros, like you said. We also threw in cell phones on that one because it's like getting the shot, the
Yeah.
quality isn't the most important thing.
And we also, I think that was one of the first ones we took a step editing wise. I went a little off what we had done up until that point, I think. And I included like at the end of the video after like the music had ended and everything, I added some like extra like funny,
Mhm.
like a funny part. Like it ended on like the canoe going over the thing, and I included their laughter at the end of the video, and it's something that we hadn't really done up until that point, but it kind of like brought in like these people are here for the video and they're doing this stuff for the video, but it's like they're having fun.
Yeah, this is
And,
actually fun.
Like
yeah.
for Shoals Tourism, like it's their video. You want to show people having fun, and then to bring in that laughter at the end of it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's
pretty
I
good,
don't think we
right?
had done that up
Yeah.
until that point. So.
And the other one I remember is, as far as editing goes, you remember when you were pregnant with Zoe, you literally
The
laying.
futon.
I mean, I'm gonna let you tell it.
Yeah. So I was technically on Bedrest at that point. And so we had this futon that could either go back like this, like long ways, or the end could come up and be kind of like a chase type situation. And so we literally had it into a chase where I'm like leaned back, and I've got the desk was one of the like Mario. Actually, Mario's on one of them right now.
Yeah.
It's like an uplift desk where it like adjusts the height, and then like we rolled it onto like
Yeah.
over the chase. It was just wide enough for the chase section to go underneath. I had Sassy, our cat at the time, was like right beside me while I was editing, and I was literally just set up. I rolled the desk over the top of my big old belly, and I just edited like that.
Yeah, I
The
think you were
TV's
there.
there, Belle's running around. She's 4 at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just on bed rest.
Yeah,
Working.
technically working. Yeah, right.
Technically
I mean,
working.
it is bed. I mean, in a type of
it's more
bed.
it's more common nowadays, but yeah, 2020 stuff like that was just getting started, and I was on bed rest, heavily pregnant, trying to get it done before I'm supposed to go to the hospital.
But that was, from my perspective, it's kind of funny. I'm like, you're like just there editing, and I mean those videos turned out amazing too. So that's what I'm saying. Like the stuff that you've pulled for Bindra Productions is amazing, because the storytelling, again, everything. I know you don't consider yourself like, a trained editor or whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I give you footage, I tell you what it needs to do, and if it does it, I gets the job done. The client's happy. They tell us it's the best video they've ever seen or whatever. And then it's like, that's all that matters.
We actually have some footage.
Yeah, of that project, at least, that we did capture them.
Yeah, we captured their reactions.
We don't do that anymore. Why haven't we done that in a while? Yeah.
Because here recently, our clients aren't necessarily in a place where we can go and sit down with them to show them the edit.
True.
There, we were just right around the corner. It was COVID times, and everybody that we were working with, for the most part, was right there.
Yeah.
So we could just drive 10 minutes and be in their office, be like, hey, we want to show you what the edit looks like right now. Like, we want to show you.
That would have been, really, that's something, now to think about it, would be nice to do. Because and to be real, the way I have treated, and again, I'm trying to change now. It was kind of like business picked up, and then it's like I stopped marketing, no testimonials, no new reel, no nothing, and it's been like just networking and whatever. Yeah, essentially, yeah. Especially since came to Orlando, it's just been this work. But now I'm like starting to do this, podcast and hopefully vlogging, and I feel like it's time to go back to just being able to share what we do, and how our clients react, because I think that's what makes this different or special, whatever. It's the reactions.
Which I had edited that behind the scenes.
Yeah, a little montage
video, because I don't post on social media, but like one of my latest things that I've posted on my Facebook is that video, the behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I feel like it's also so much older though. We need to capture
is older.
More.
I mean, it's Alabama. It's so funny, none of it is Florida.
Yeah, and what's crazy to me is like we started out in the beginning like, oh, we got to capture BTS, and then for years it was just not a thing, And then
it got set on the back burner while we focused on doing the actual job.
Yeah, and just
I mean, we had a young family at the time, and the business was picking up steam, and
plus all the events and chambers and just events. I mean, there's so much that we have to do on a daily basis, like you said, just family in general. Cleaning your house, taking care of the family. I don't know, just living life, going to the parks or whatever. I'm pretty sure we had also Universal passes or whatever then, and so it's just
when we first came down here, we did Universal.
So do this or go here, and then we had SeaWorld passes. Now we have Disney. It's kind of like every time we're doing different things, so it's like you don't end up doing that. But yes, we do need to go back to more of those grassroots stuff of just capturing people's reaction. Because if you remember last year, this is more recent, we did a video for the financial company. And I still remember getting that text from the CEO going like, this is the best video I've ever seen of us. And it's like so good, because I had zero involvement in that. That project made me so feel good.
Which one? Because we did multiple videos for them. So
I'm talking about the Villages, the event, the 25th anniversary event where you did the recap video.
So the recap video for the event, or you're talking about the documentary style video where we didn't capture that much for it?
I'm talking about a recap video. We could talk about the documentary too. I think that you did great.
Because that one you did a few interviews for, but other than that, there wasn't really anything we did. It was all found.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a recap video as in like I planned the event and I went. I went to a completely different project, I believe in Nashville. I wasn't even there. Like I was on an airport when that was happening. Point is, you guys...
Day one, yeah.
Yeah, I was there for day two,
but
there was no shooting.
Event.
Day two was just the live streaming part of it. There was no actual production happening.
Like interviews or anything.
So on day one, the interview setup, the B-roll, the live stream, everything, like basically what I'm saying is happened without me being there, and you guys handled it. Now you were back on set on that day, and then also
I actually had to. Right after that event I had to go from there. Almost ran out of gas in the truck. I had to go from there to a gas station and then literally head straight to MCO. I had to go straight to the airport to pick you up.
Yeah, which is so crazy to think about. Yeah, and like I said, you were doing it. I was at the airport, and I think Mario, you were there, right, on that one, the event.
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
was there.
So what's amazing to me is that you guys handled it, you executed it, you edited it. Like I said, I did nothing. You know, like I gave the equipment. I
Yeah,
remember.
Alex was there that day.
Yeah, even Alex, I gave him the equipment separately from what I put in the truck.
Yeah.
The point is, he did his live stream. So there was 3 teams there. There was 3 different things happening.
Yeah, there was the interview, the B-roll, and the live stream.
And 3 teams. You guys all did great. You even took a picture for me to post to social media, which we never did. So we need to post it. This is what I'm saying. So far behind.
You could post along with this one since we're talking
hey,
about
this is so great to do this. But anyway, so you guys even took a team picture, and then, like I said, you got the footage. You edited the footage. So essentially, I just planned it as I would say, producer. I wouldn't call myself even a director on that one or DP. Like I said, I just planned it. You guys all executed it, and you, like I said, then got the footage. You edited the footage, and I sent to the client. So, and what I love it is like as a company owner, as a production company owner, for that to happen, and then the client's message to be like, "Hey, this is the most incredible video I've ever seen of my company," or whatever. It just makes you feel great, right? Like on the inside, at least on my part, it's like, wow, like we can achieve this if we all come together. And me giving, I guess, people money or freedom to do whatever they want to do, but then everyone can go execute and do their best without me having to even be there. I don't know. That felt good.
Which I think it's also along the lines of you have talented people doing things that they're good at, that they enjoy doing as well, because I had some production background as far as like on set and that sort of thing, like, hey, can you go capture this, or this different thing, or like they say this is going to happen, and then also dealing with the client too, because they had issues that night, and I'm like, no, we're not technically, like, the in-house audio is like not us, so I don't know who you need to talk to, but I went backstage to like help try and find who they needed to talk to and help them out, because at that point I wasn't really doing anything production wise, so I was able to help them out. But I think it's also like having talented people do what they enjoy, because the edit for an event recap or things like that, I was talking to Adam about, it's like my bread and butter. Like event recaps, especially the way that we do them with the testimonials and things, like welded throughout to tell a story. That's what I love to do. I haven't done as much of those recently.
Yeah, because it changes. I can only give you what clients come to me.
That's what I truly enjoy doing. The good edits come out of what I enjoy doing. For the most part,
and
the really good ones.
Sense, because people can feel the energy.
The ones I'm excited about.
And
the ones that I can like stand behind the desk while I'm editing, and I stand up behind the desk and I'm like jamming along to the music because it's good. That edit, that was the
event.
You're
telling me you don't like the ones that we do for companies that want serious music in there? Those are not fun to you?
They're not as fun. It depends on the content, because I can make something. Did you enjoy
the chamber video that we did this year that you edited? Did you
Which one?
The Big Orange Awards.
Event recap video, yeah.
Yeah, you enjoyed that?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Because I can make a boring event sound like it's not boring. That one wasn't boring, but I've had it happen before where it is like not in the slightest. But if you choose the right music, you can make it seem
like it was a great time.
Like it was a great time between the interviews and making sure things are there. Like, you can make it seem like a conference or something that usually like outside people would not be interested like at all. You can make it seem like it is. That's where you want to be, like,
and that's the power of editing, right? And that's why I love, like I said, having you edit some of these.
But
videos.
the good ones, like the Big Orange Awards and like that larger client. I don't know if you want to talk about the client in particular.
I mean, we but like
the
solar companies.
So the solar company.
Had such good editing videos.
So like videos and like events like that, like those are good events, and the edits just automatically come easily good. I'm not talking about the ones that aren't as entertaining when you go and like from an outside perspective, they're not that engaging as far as like wanting to go, but the edit can make it seem like that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the good ones that I enjoy
Yeah.
are the ones that are like, it's a really good, but the solar company one, I was literally dancing behind the desk
Yeah,
to the music,
it was a good time.
like
Uh,
jamming with the edit. This goes here, this goes here. This is
yeah,
good fire. Let's go. Like
yeah.
that event recap video was more than just an event recap video.
Hmm.
That event recap video was like, I mean, I don't know if anybody listening or watching, like you can tell I'm getting excited about the edit,
Yeah.
and it's been years since this edit.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, it was one of those, like, it was promotion for the company. It was hype for the company. It was
Recruitment. Yeah,
it was recruitment. It was like literally motivation for their sales team because it was an awards
Even those,
ceremony.
yeah, just a recap
Really.
video if you think about it. But
Yeah,
it
but it was
was used
so
for
much
so much
more.
more. Yeah, and we can come in and we, as long as we understand their goals, we can edit a video to know what to achieve, and that's what makes us, I think, different and why people keep coming back to us over and over and over again. It's because they're like, oh wow, yeah, and this is actually working. This is actually getting results. Because some people ask me, they're like, how can you guarantee results? I'm like, I'm not guaranteeing anything. All I'm guaranteeing you is we will listen to you and we're going to make the best video for what you tell us or what we figure out. And I think you're going to get the best results from that because we have done that. We've done that over and over and over and over again. Very rarely do we have a negative experience. And even like earlier, you're talking about where we think it was a negative experience, the client never said that to us. They were like, these videos are amazing. We love them.
That was more like an internal observation of how we felt about what had happened rather than
a client
what the
saying
client
that.
said.
Yeah, we rarely have a client.
They were still impressed.
Yeah.
And
They were really happy with us. I think
yeah.
most clients love what we do. They really like working with us. At least I've never had any client tell us, something negative that we couldn't have fixed or we can't fix or whatever, anything like that. And I think that's
Especially not in the moment because we've had things come up where they like tell us something and like we fix it.
yeah, exactly.
Like, we're good.
Okay, yeah, we can pivot, we can change things because clients obviously will throw last minute things at you, but it's how you pivot. Like on the podcast with David, I was talking about how you talk about how an Adam shoot where I was able to bring in an extra camera that wasn't part of the job to resolve an issue, and it's kind of like that. As long as you've done this for so long, I feel like I've been able to just fix the problems. Kind of like I don't think you helped me. Oh, funny enough, okay, before even you were an editor. If you remember, do you remember James LeBlanc? So it was me editing. So like for example, they asked me to. I've talked about this before too, but basically they asked me to kind of like how I got to time code. I feel like for me, it's like learning. The first time they asked me to record this band, and I showed up, and again recorded it, whatever, and I was like, this could be the easiest thing. Throw them together, multi-cam. You cut. How hard can it be? And then I went back, and it's like, oh my goodness. Nothing is lining up, and then I didn't realize that the frame rates are slightly off. Because some things were on GoPro, some's on a phone, some things are on GH4s or whatever. Point is, it wasn't just lining up, and I'm like, I'm very good with storytelling.
That one was a team effort on that one.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not good with music, right? And that's why I was like, I asked your help.
Okay.
Because you come from the music family anyway.
Yeah, I do. But even I was like off just slightly because sometimes the frame doesn't line up exactly. Like I don't know if anyone's tried to line up audio with the frame in Final Cut, but like sometimes it's just not perfect. Like like it hits here, but technically the wavelength is like up here.
Yeah, because you're matching 2398, let's say with 2997 can just be
it's off just slightly. So so my brother helped us out.
Yeah,
on that one. So I got it like 99% there.
But even then, that helped a lot because I'm just like lost.
We needed the sound engineer.
You have no idea, but it's like because obviously I lined it up within a second. I'm not saying it was like completely off, but it took me a long time. But then it's like I know for a fact it doesn't match. Yeah. Okay.
Juli Bindra can't keep a beat. Just FYI.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's before you were involved in the company. You were like, you were able to like fix the beat, and then like you said, Cody came in and he finished it off, like getting it right.
He was able to tell us, hey, just like one that way or like one that way.
And that's when I learned my lesson. Get time codes. I literally went in on B&H or Editorial. I'm very aware about that, but I immediately was like,
that was one of the
order
things, I think.
How do I fix this? Oh, time code. What's the best tentacle sync? Order. Like it was an immediate buy, and I've never done I think projects without tentacle sync since then because life is so much easier when you just hit sync and it just works.
There have been some what was the one where like the audio didn't work or the tentacle sync messed up or something happened?
Which one?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But
Must be rare.
there was one where the like in camera didn't work. We didn't have in camera audio, and something happened with the sync, and we had really good audio, but it wasn't lining up.
Okay, I don't
It
remember that
didn't
one.
line up. I don't know if it was because it was recording like multiple things at the same time. Maybe the wavelengths got crossed. I don't know what it was, but there was one edit where I had to manually go into every single interview
Yeah, that would be tough then.
and
Now,
line
sometimes
up
I know
what
we
they're
have to do it.
saying.
I still haven't been able to figure out, and maybe people can chime in comments. But essentially, where we're using those small mics for events. So
Yeah.
they're supposed to, like Road Pros say they have time code, but it doesn't work like traditionally where, I can go in an app and hit sync like Deity or Tentacle work. So
Maybe
it's like
that's
a
what it
very
was.
weird thing. So yeah, it could be an event. Because I know
Yeah.
we've had that issue at events where I do record. Now I've started to use more Hollyland or other stuff that we record internally and externally because we want to use external audio. It's better, or directly
Mhm.
recorded audio.
Typically,
Yeah, if you
there's
can.
times where you can't, but
But the main thing being is they the time code doesn't work traditionally.
yeah, I think what I'm thinking about is an event because we
Yeah.
get interviews at events. That's like
Yeah.
how we progress and tell the story and get more goals out of it than just recapping the event. It has some other kind of goal with it.
Mhm.
But I think that's what it was, is that we had multiple people doing interviews at the same time, and it messed up with trying to put them where it needed to
Yeah.
be.
And that's what I'm excited about deploying these new Lark Max 2s essentially. So it's like Rode Go Pro 2s, but they do both. So I can, they're smaller, so I can have them on people, but then also send them on, the camera and hopefully, and then they also have the wireless earbuds. So again, funny enough, we own thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars of Shep's mics and Theo stuff.
Mhm.
But sometimes for events, it's just these smaller, faster paced mics are better, but they don't work traditionally with time code that the full overflow the workflow that we're used to.
Mhm.
And but for me essentially it's again anytime I can I'm using tentacles from that project because again my thing is you only learn once, right? And
Hopefully.
yeah, and and then you try and never have to do that again. But we've done some fun shoots too. It's not all just traditional boring stuff. Do you remember the music video that we did where we had that? Yeah, that was so fun,
Yes.
because there was not that I don't typically
Literally.
do music videos, but the ones I have done have always been fun.
That was like the first like producer thing that like came up with like what to show at each individual one. Like, I don't know, but do y'all realize that like merry-go-rounds, like the disc with like the cage over the top of it that like kids used to like sit on and spin around and you'd either throw up or get tossed out across the playground, those are really hard to find.
Yeah, I remember us taking, and I was like, I remember as a kid being on one.
Yeah.
But then we had to like really go looking for one because we
For
really wanted to
real.
use one. And but to me that's the amazing filmmaking, right? Where you come up with the idea first.
Yeah,
Then
I
you
was
figure
so
out how
stuck
to
on
do
that
it.
idea once we got that idea. I'm just like, this is just the spinning. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. But
It-
then we had to find it in
Yeah.
order to execute it, and it had to be relatively within a good driving distance
and we
because
wanted
we
that
only had
old
so much
school
time.
metal one too.
Yeah,
And we had such difficult. And then I think it was an older church that had one that we figured out. and they
out
let
in
us-
the middle.
of nowhere. Yeah.
If you're familiar with the area, down the backwoods of River Road, like it was out there.
Yeah, and they let
Like
us
couldn't
use
even
it,
really
though.
contact anybody. We had trouble contacting someone. But like, okay, here's the church. Here's the phone number. We knock on the door. Is someone here?
Yeah, and then
like,
there was a plantation home that we wanted to use, so we had to ask her permission.
Went
And
up
we
and
wanted
knocked
a
at the
swing
door.
in front of it, and they didn't have it, so you and I literally made
literally
a
had to
swing
make a rope swing.
and put it in front of her house, and then we left it. She
She wanted it.
we
Yeah,
were
she
like,
wanted
we'll
to
take
leave
it
it.
off, and she's like, no, just leave it. That was kind of cool.
We even
too.
have pictures of Belle swinging on it.
Yeah, that's so crazy, right? Things that
Because that was a set. We went to set it up a separate day from the
Yeah.
shoot. We didn't just have our daughter on the shoot day,
Yeah.
but like we have pictures of, because we needed to make sure that the talent could sit on it and swing on it when it was time for shoot day.
Yeah, what-
And we were
was
just gonna
snap.
go install this thing. So
Yeah,
we
but
just,
that was an interesting adventure, having to go to Home Depot, buying a wood, putting holes in it, buying rope. Then we had to
Rope.
paint it white too because we wanted it white.
we did I did a whitewash.
Yeah,
on the
that came
actual
out really good.
board.
It looked really good. I mean, yeah, and
It did
it's
look
it's
good.
fun. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like I said,
That's pretty good.
that shoot was my first one where I was like, I want, because before then it was working for other people, and the
Hmm.
reason I wanted to do it was, again, I know music videos don't have budgets or whatever,
Which we literally did not.
which is why we don't do music videos. But as far as fun goes, my whole point was I'm gonna plan shot to shot what I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna go execute it to show like, look. And even then, it wasn't gonna be a traditional music video. There's no just performance, performance, performance. You cut it. It was
Mhm.
like a full story, and then we were
Yes.
able to go cut it and to that and find places, find props, to essentially have it be find actors, find people. I don't know.
Yeah, we did
Though,
have to find like a teen, like young
yeah.
teen actor for that.
But I think it worked out great.
She was
Everyone
good.
pitched in. I mean, I think I had a really great time making that. And I was just, for me as a director, DP on that one, it just makes me feel so good when, you envision something
That
and
is
then
the
it comes
one
on, yeah, video.
you were so passionate about. You did the edit on that one.
Yeah, that was, I
You
think,
were so passionate about it, and you're like, this is going to be so easy. It's literally this one, this one, this one, this one, and just
yeah,
line it up. And
yeah,
then there you go. And then I just helped make sure everything was like, yeah, cut here. Sure.
yeah, beats basically.
That's what, yeah, just
Yeah,
beats. Because again, no
so yeah,
rhythm.
because it
So,
was like I
yeah.
know what I want, where I want it, how I want it, and like I said, came out
Mhm.
amazing. It's been long. I kind of sometimes do miss editing. I felt like when I used to edit, it would just put me in the Zen mode. It's like I don't know. It's just a peaceful thing to me, editing. But the thing I realized, it takes so much time. And had I
Mm,
not passed off editing to you, I don't think I would be where I am today. People see all this and they go
I
envious or
agree.
whatever, but they don't realize the only way I achieved this was to offload that thing to you, because I had to sit down and accept that I like
Yeah.
filmmaking more than the editing
And
part.
I like editing more than the
Yeah,
filmmaker. Like you bring up gear in this. I don't know if you want to watch it. 'Cause, like,
yeah, you
see
can't.
me kind of like roll my eyes or I'll put my head up like, okay, sure. Woo, over my
Yeah,
head.
but funny
But
enough, you did help on set, but in
yeah,
the
I'll
end,
help on set. But when it comes to like gear or anything like that, that's not.
but it's less and
But I
less
think it's
though.
more along the lines of like, I think that's any business owner. Really, you have to learn how to let go of some things
Hmm.
in order to help your business grow.
Yeah.
And I think that was just, it helped you. It was easier for you
Hmm.
because we're married. We
Hmm.
live together. The editing is literally happening right there.
Yeah.
You can see it. You know what's going on.
Yeah. And
So
also,
I
I
think
think,
it helped a little bit that
yeah,
like any editing that was happening like under your roof and right there in front of you. And if you wanted to see it at any time or needed to have an input at any time, you could. Was needed
yeah.
at some points, especially in the earlier days.
I think
So
for me, the
I
biggest
think it
thing
helped
was
out for you.
being able to focus on what we like more. And I realized that, yes, I like
Yeah.
editing, but I like producing, shooting video more. And hence why, you were on set too initially. And it started from being on set,
Mhm.
because, and then you being able to edit, and then you slowly kind of pushing away from being on set. You still help
Mhm.
sometimes, but you're more and I are behind the scenes because that's what you enjoy. And it's just us
Mhm.
figuring out like, hey, I fit here better, right?
Mhm.
This is a better fit. And for me, which is why opening up, like, one of the biggest things I think I did wrong, I wouldn't call it wrong, but it was, I guess, the right thing. And initially was like, we're gonna only make videos that we shoot and edit, right? That was the thing.
Yeah.
And then me opening up, I think, and I think end of what 2021 or whatever, saying like, no,
Like
I'm
we're
actually,
gonna have to
yeah,
do something different in
yeah,
order
because we
to.
cannot. There's only so
Mhm.
much capacity for posts that we have.
You
That
were
does not
limiting it.
mean I don't like going on shoots, and sometimes I'm missing out on cool shoots just because they have their own editing team or whatever.
Yeah. I
So
think that's again the control
yeah,
thing.
me,
Like being able to like be able to let go and be like, yeah, I shot this. I gave you beautiful footage, but if it doesn't if it's not edited by Bender Productions, then you do what you want to with it. I'll give you an awesome product, but I'm not going to guarantee it's going to get you what you want if it's not lined up to get you what you want.
exactly. Post is a huge part. Yes,
Yeah, but
pre-production,
also the
production is
same way,
important.
it's
Yeah,
the other way too. If it's not captured by Bender Productions and it's edited by Bender Productions works with what they've got.
yeah,
So it goes both
yeah.
ways,
Because
and it's like a control thing. Like
yeah,
we're not going to guarantee any outcomes from this video
Either way, yeah.
Either way.
Because we've edited stuff for other people before, and where the footage was just trash, total trash. And I was even
Like I was
surprised
saying
what
earlier.
you were able to do with it. But same thing, we were like, we can do so much better. And I think that's what makes a Bindra video. Bindra, like I've said that in the past.
When it's
Me
shot
shoot-
and edited.
Yeah, or it's
Yeah.
shot by me, edited by you. Bindra and Bindra, right?
Bindra squared.
Yeah, I feel like that's when it makes it our video. But as a business goes, it was the best decision to be able to say, yes, we can we will absolutely shoot and just give you the footage.
It's
okay.
letting go.
Yeah,
like,
and
it's
same thing.
fine.
It's okay for them to shoot and give you, and we can edit. Like, it was just it opened up a lot more opportunities than restricting it. So
yeah, it's kind of changing that mindset from like that control. Excuse me, I got choked. But that letting go of that control of like, I want to be able to control. This is how it's shot. This is how it's edited. This is what you need to do with it. It's like letting go of that and just realizing, like, changing that mindset to more of like a helpful, like, I'm going to help you create this video by shooting it, or I'm going to help you create this video like you went out and shot it, but you can't take the edit, so we'll help you edit. Like, I think it's changing that mindset from like, oh, I have to control this. I have to be in charge of this, and then changing it to be like, I'm going to help you out.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that mindset over since like 18. But like when you're first starting out with your own business and things like that, it's hard to let go. And I hear people talk about that, like talking to business owners for like years and years, like that letting go and delegating, and also making sure, and Chambers have really helped me out with that. Helping people, if you have that helpful mindset, you get more out of it.
Yeah, and talking about delegating, sometimes delegating can be wrong. So initially, to be honest, like I said, having run a store and having had 15 sales rep, I was just basically kind of initially against sales per se. My entire thing was, and again, come around to that. But it's initially I just wanted to
talk sales, are we?
No.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say like how basically initially I was like, I don't want to do sales, so I had you going to these events for me, and how we both after years decided like that was right. It's my company, and it's my face. It needs to be out there at these events, not you. But even though you did help me for years, you were to a lot of the businesses in the community, in the chambers, you were Bindra. And not me, even though I am the guy, who owns the company,
You are
does
Bindra.
everything. Yeah, I am the Bindra, but they thought you're the
You
Bindra.
are the Bindra. I'm the accessory.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But I think
I can't think of another. I mean, I'm
for
like
years,
second.
Let's
I'm
go
like
going
behind
back.
the
I'm
scenes.
just saying, for years you were technically whatever sales or whatever for Bindra too. So I'm saying, how did that fail? Like to be the Bindra to those people.
Fail or
no,
feel?
Sorry.
Feel?
Yeah. How did it feel to be that to these people? You were the Bindra, right, for Bindra Productions, because they would meet you, they would see you at events and all that.
I didn't really think of it that way, because honestly, I went into it as like, yes, I'm a Bindra, but I'm not the Bindra.
But did the people know?
Yeah. Because my whole goal, I'm not selling Bindra Productions. I'm selling what Vipul Bindra can get them through Bindra Productions.
Deep.
Ooh, yeah. No, but that was literally my whole goal that entire time. But with Chambers, it works different. It's not a specific networking event just to like a business expo or something like that where it's go and you just hand out cards. No, it's a relationship, and it's like talking to people and getting to know people, and like I mean, keeping up with people, which I'm not in it right now. I don't really go to chamber events other than like the main ones that I go with you anymore. But at that point in time, like if we would do videos for chamber, I'm like, yeah, I know this person, their kid goes here, they got a dog. Like,
and see, that's where I didn't want to do it. And for other people listening out there, I'm like an introvert, right? I don't want to just talk to random people. And I just was afraid of like, I'm going to go and talk to these people about generic stuff, and that's fake. And I didn't want to be
you
fake.
don't like necessarily talking about things that you're not passionate in. So like all these like video people and things like that, oh, you're on it, bud. You're going.
That's why
like 2-hour podcast, nobody's business. That's why I was nervous coming on here, because like I don't do gear. I don't care really. Like I'm here, I edit the video. That's about it.
Yeah, and then
Like
that's
you
why
give me what
everyone
I
who's been a
need.
guest, like they don't believe it that you're not introvert because they don't see the other side of it.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about video. I'm passionate about everything from pre-production to gear, post,
Yeah, like
everything.
you
This is
start talking to Vipul Bindra about things that are not video. Like my passion is
yeah,
not video. So, I mean,
yeah, and then
yeah.
it's like the different other people.
Like
I'm
you
like,
can
I
start
don't
to tell the pullback or the more he's observing you rather
know.
than inputting into the
Yeah,
conversation. Like you can tell there's a slight switch there, but I mean, I've known you
yeah, long time.
a long time at this point. So,
How many years?
I don't know, 12? Almost 13.
Long time.
October will be 13.
That's crazy. So yeah, exactly. So well, I thought we met in August.
Okay. Yeah, August.
Anyway, but it's
Sorry,
fine.
we worked together before we worked together.
Anyway, so essentially,
We did.
and that's what was fearful to me, and I think a lot of this is just overcoming, boundaries in you, and I get it, and especially if you're not, you're not an introvert, it's easier for you. Like you're an
Mm-hmm.
extrovert, go do it, easy. But if you are, I'm saying it's still doable. The biggest thing for me and our advice to anyone listening would be just that, like, just know that the number one thing in business is the people that the relationships you build.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sad part is it doesn't matter how passionate I'm about video production, how optimized my workflow is and my gear is and whatever. If I don't have clients, none of this is getting used. All right. It's
Yeah,
just
true.
nothing but weight. Like a lot, like, or stuff. And a lot of that
A
is
lot of
used,
stuff.
yeah, and a lot of this
Lot of
stuff is
stuff.
unsellable. Like, because if you have cameras, sure, you can get rid of them, right? But good luck getting rid of combo stands and wheeled, overhead stands, especially in a market like Orlando. Sure,
Ooh,
LA,
I got
Atlanta.
one.
Yeah.
Turtle base C-stand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, C stands will sell.
Okay, but like I
Yeah.
knew a piece of gear. There
Look
you
at
go.
that. Okay. Yes. You know name. I mean, you're decent with gear. You take back some of the rental stuff so you can handle lights and stuff.
I can turn lights on and make sure they work.
Yeah. There you go. You help out. But yeah, my entire thing is
Like,
yeah. My-
He's just like, oh no.
So, but funny thing is, anyway, for me,
Where
yes,
were
it
we
was
going with
initially hard. I'm just talking about sales or whatever.
Oh,
Like you
oh.
pulling back
You know, I
and
asked if we were
me
gonna talk
going
about
back.
sales.
I know, but I'm just saying me going back into it was the best thing for Bindra Productions because, um, I had
Because
to
that's
put.
where your passion lies.
Yeah, I had to get out of I'm saying my own head. So if somebody
Yeah.
is in their head, you have to work on yourself. Now it took me years, right, to do it. But now I go to these events just like you. I'm getting to know these people. I meet
Mhm.
them. I'm out there. Now they know the real Bindra.
The real Bindra.
Yeah, the Bindra who's behind Bindra. And to be honest, I've leaned into that. I don't even say my first name anymore. Most
Mhm.
people professionally just call me Bindra anyway. It took me a while. Because people knew me. I was always been Vipul, and it took me a while. Like he's Bindra, and it took me a while to like accept that no, I am Bindra, and this is who I am, and this is my company. And yes, it's bigger than me, but that is how they're gonna always associate it. And now that I've been able to accept it, it's easier to go to these events, talk to these people, talk
Yeah,
about what we
because
do.
like the whole time that I was going out to like the chamber events and things like that, I was like, I'm not you. Like they're talking to me, but I'm not passionate about video production, much to everybody's disappointment listening to the podcast. I don't care. To be honest with you, I really don't. So I like zone out a lot, and which is why I'm grateful that you now have this network and this group behind you to be like, that's your village when it comes to supporting you through all of this, because you have somebody to talk to gear about. You have a whole bunch of people who love to talk about video production, because honestly, home doesn't.
No.
So, I mean, I'm grateful that you have that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, going out to these chamber events, my passion is not there. So
Mhm.
I'm more able to
Mhm.
talk about the other things, their kids, their dogs, their what's happening in their life. So as far as sales go,
Mm.
bringing it to video production, if I'm not passionate about it,
Yeah.
then it's not exactly sales, because I'm just getting to know them like a friend. And you come in and you're passionate about video production. So when you talk about what you do, it shows.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
That's where
And
the difference is, and why that transition to you
yeah,
going out to all these different things makes such a difference
yeah,
because of what you're passionate about and bringing it back to
yeah.
that.
Summary of that is go meet people, but if you're passionate about what you do, then it's awesome. So I'm passionate about video production. I'm the right guy to talk about it. And like you said,
Yeah.
you're better off. You enjoy editing. It's better off you do the handle the post, because then at the end we're making the best product,
Yeah.
and the clients are gonna enjoy what we do
Mhm.
more anyway. You know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it kind of equates to like a car salesman. If you get like some girly girl who knows absolutely nothing about cars and someone who wants to buy a sports car walks in and they're not going to be able to talk about that, how are you going to be a successful car salesperson if you don't know anything about cars?
Yeah.
So I
Default
think,
people should not say about girls not being car people though.
yeah, true. But like I knew
Hey,
exactly
I
where the
met
radiator
her
was in
and
my
she had a really
vehicle.
cool car. What do you have? What was it?
Sky.
Yeah, it was a Saturn Sky.
Saturn
The first
Sky.
time, you know how
Like,
she
how
got
do you
me?
see out of
She
it?
opened the hood of her vehicle. I was like, that was a planned
Oh,
thing.
okay. If you don't know, a Saturn Sky does not open from like the front. The hood opens from the windshield forward,
Yeah,
which makes it really easy to wash the hood. But
really hard to work in the car.
you just gotta lean over it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not.
anyway, but first I met her and I was like, oh, that's a cool car. You know, it
It's
was
a
a
little two-seater,
two-seater.
convertible.
But then she opens the
It's
hood and I'm
definitely
like,
a college
oh,
buy.
there's
First
a
job,
girl who likes
college buy.
cars, you know? Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I've done car shows. My dad likes to race. Pretty darn good at it.
Isn't good we have a car company as a client? And then it's like a perfect combination.
It is. Ironically, I told you that I needed to talk to him about like show him that video that was like
Yeah.
the
Inspiration.
inspiration behind it. I wanted to get like his feels of the video, how it was edited, how it made him feel, all of that stuff. I talked to him for over an hour yesterday about our own vehicle and didn't even like we talked cars for like an hour yesterday and did
Yeah.
not even once mention any of that. It
Yeah.
completely skipped my mind with everything else going on. So yeah, cars.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I mean, so now that you've settled in, you know, a couple of years now, where you handle post, and you know, you'll only go to sets if it's like from a script supervisor or post perspective.
Post perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So not really, or maybe even a producer perspective, but you're not actually handling gear or. You know,
I'm not typically the person. I mean, that switched mostly to you being the person. I still remember back in like 21, 22, like literally going out. We were in the apartment. I'd literally go out to sit by the pool just to call like 50 people and be like, are you available this day, or this day? I need to know a time you're available so I can get you in a spot. I'll call you back with something to choose between. Like literally on the phone for hours trying to schedule people. It was that chamber shoot where we literally had to go
Oh, yeah.
like one right after the other and
Mhm.
timing of everything. So you do that now.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind it. I don't. I like producing. You know, like I said, producing, directing. It does help. You know, when you can help with scheduling and stuff. The point is,
Yeah, I still help occasionally,
Yeah.
but usually it's not to that extent.
yeah, it's mostly post related. Like
Yeah,
I said,
like
script supervisor.
insight from the edit perspective.
Yeah,
Like
and I think
if I'm on set doing script, I need to make sure like, hey, we get one more take of that.
yeah, and I think it's good. We've settled into roles where we fit really well. And like I said,
Mhm.
it's not like we haven't tried other people to edit or whatever. It just hasn't worked. It just isn't you, and that's just. You're not
Aw.
replaceable. Though
Like,
it's
even
good
it's
though
like-
now that you're in that role. It helps other people get opportunities that otherwise wouldn't. You know, for example, I've been able to take Mario on a lot of shoots this year for that very reason. Where I'm like, I need an assistant,
He's
which
become
years
a
ago would
really
have been
big part.
you.
Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, Mario, you want to jump on the shoot? Like, you know, or you want to do this? How have you felt about it? You know?
I feel great. Yeah, I
Yeah, it's-
love being on set, and I love like working with you guys. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And you're also now editing. You're editing the
Yeah.
YouTube videos and stuff. So
yes.
so
and
it's
social media
yeah,
stuff.
helping
that's
Julie
where
where she can't take on those edits. You're doing a really good job. So
Thank you.
it's incredible, and yeah, it helps a lot. I think being able to expand the team more, and just being able to bring in other people, give them opportunities that are out there, and you know, and gives you time to like now you can pick and choose. You're like, hey, this is a cool set, like the talk about cars. You know, that set. I was like, hey, you want to come be the script supervisor, post production director, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, make sure that we have everything we need for you to make the videos that we need to make, and we can handle the production. And hey, Mario, do you want to come? You want to help me, and then let's put a crew together. And now we can bring in so much more talented people like Alex, Manuel, Andrew. Who else is coming? Yeah, that's about it, I think. Right? Am I forgetting someone? But anyway, it's going to be a huge crew. I feel like you are,
but I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be an incredible crew of people where everyone loves what they do. They're passionate about what they are passionate about. And I don't know. I think we're going to have a good time is what I like. So that's pretty good, though. You found your lane, I guess. Is it weird? Is it weird, though, to have your boss live in the same house? Am I your boss? I don't know. Technically, you're a freelancer, so.
I don't know how to answer that question. Yes and no.
I mean,
I really don't know how to answer that question.
Okay.
Because sometimes you're my boss, and then sometimes you're not my boss. And then sometimes it's like, okay, are you in this moment when we're talking right now? Are you talking from the point of boss, or are you talking from, the Vipul Bindra? Like, are you Bindra or Vipul Bindra?
So you're saying basically it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. Sometimes it really is. Like, sometimes I'm like, okay, I know. Now that we have, like, the studio and stuff, I know if you're in the studio, you're Bindra.
Yeah.
You come in yonder, it can be, Alabama's coming out. Sorry, yonder. He comes into, like, the office area, then he can be Vipul again. But, like,
yeah, no, it's good to have this space
it does
to be able to take calls, to be able to take video calls. There's so much more that I have to do, and I like having my own space. I talked about that in the studio video that we did. It's just I don't know. It's just nice to have a space where my friends can come in. And what I love that is, like, for example, when Mario even comes, like, we come here, we talk gear, we prep for shoots, but we cross that boundary now. Like, it's more chill.
It's the border.
Let's eat some food. Let's sit down. Let's watch a video. I don't know. It's just. It gives a separation, because I know I can do that. I did realize that years ago. Oh my goodness, this one, everything's going to come out. But I know that flaw of mine. I don't know if it's a flaw, it's a talent, but like, I know I can do that switch that most people can't go. I can go very serious, very work, very fast to fun, like joking and having fun. But I know a lot of people can't do. So I've had that in the past, and I've realized that I don't do it as much, where I'm like having fun and then go serious. All right, back to one, like, work. And then a lot of people have this transition issue where they're like, people were just so fun, and now it's like all work, no fun.
Yeah, I think that's the one that is more shocking. The one from like, okay, I'm work, and then you go and switch to being fun. That one's a little bit more easier to digest. But when you're around people that's all joking and stuff, and you're like, okay, now it's time to work.
Yeah,
and that one is harder for people to get used to, for people to digest, for people to swallow.
Yeah. Swallow. Anyway. But talk about, I've realized that, and try not to do that often. But
that's not where this podcast is going.
That's what she said.
Nope. I digest. None of it's coming out right. This is not where this podcast was supposed to go.
Don't share this with your parents.
Oh, this is the best podcast until now, I think.
This podcast does not exist for anyone with the last name Simmons. Does not exist.
Anyway, so where were we? Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm being real.
Am I red?
Anyway, coming back to it.
Need a break.
This definitely went off the rails. Anyway,
yes.
But coming back, I mean, for real though, I think, and that's okay. Like, people work differently, and I pride myself being able to, have fun and work and all that at the same time. But I have to realize other people are not like that. They can't switch that fast. So I try to be more gentle about it, and like, understand, like, when we're having a break, when we're having fun, like, I don't want to be serious, because that's not who I am. But I'm working. I also know that these clients are paying us tens of thousands of dollars to be there, to create them whatever we're there to do. I don't want to be wasting anyone's time. I don't want to be, I don't know. So, but I do.
You don't want to goof off on set and them think like, oh, they're not professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to find the right balance. At the same time, I don't like serious people. That's why I like to hire more extroverted people. Because if everyone was like me, then it'd be a boring set too. Like as in, I'm saying being professional all the time. You
Yeah.
need to find a balance of where you can have fun, like I said, create something awesome together without taking it too serious, but at the same time keeping the back in your mind, like, hey, we're charging them a lot of money to be here right
Yeah,
now. It's
I think
costing a lot of money.
it's
Yeah.
finding the balance between a fun set and a set that's just goofy.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to be fun, but not like too fun.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a limit to like making your client laugh versus making your client roll their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But talk about like, yeah. So you're telling me it's difficult to live with me? Is that the answer that I got out of that? Just because you work with me?
At times, to be honest, yeah, at times. But you're not always. You're not. I don't know. I don't want to get mishy-gushy now. We just went from like blushing to like, nah.
Yeah.
But like you're not always Bindra.
Yeah.
You're not always work. Like you were saying, you have like when it's time to work, it's time to work. But when you're not, I mean,
Yeah.
that's Vipple.
Yeah, true. And that's how I'm like, I tell people, I'm like, if they're calling me Vipple, by the way, that's V-pull, that just means we're friends. They call me Bindra, they're just clients. But I
Either
feel
that
like,
or they've known you for like since like the beginning, like really
Yeah.
long time or
Yeah.
something. Most of the time it's Bindra,
yeah.
not to me.
Yeah, I mean, to be real,
It was funny. You want to tell them about the grocery store?
What about the grocery store?
So we were at the Indian grocery store, and I was like, Vipple. And of course, he's talking to his mom, so it's like all Hindi or whatever. I'm trying to get his attention. And I was saying, Vipple, Vipple, Vipple. He's like, I'm not Vipple, I'm Bindra. And so the next time I needed to get his attention, I feel like he purposefully ignored me because I'm like, Bindra. But of course, we're in an Indian grocery store. So just hollering Bindra, not only do I look like I've got some kind of mental disorder or something, but like literally 5 other people have turned around to look at me at this point. So
Oh, that's funny.
I feel like he
Yeah.
ignored me just to like make me embarrassed or something. And
Probably not, but yes.
you did. You were in the checkout line and you specifically went and turned around.
If
Like
you
it was
say so.
embarrassing. Somebody else needed your
Hey,
attention.
I have a thing where I zone out. I'm not even joking.
He
That's why I
does.
tell.
It's been more recently, but yeah.
I'm like genuinely passionate about what I do. So believe it or not, if I'm in a grocery checkout, I don't remember that incident, so I could have done it just to be funny. But I'm just saying, there's a high likelihood.
I mean,
I'm
me,
in
the
a-
cashier, and 10 other people were laughing. So yeah.
But I'm saying there's a high likelihood that if I'm, like in a checkout line or whatever, and I hate wasting my time with grocery shopping or whatever, there's a high
not
likelihood
typical
my
thing.
brain was zoning out. What lens am I gonna put on there? What focal length? What set?
To bring it
What
back to
key light am
video
I gonna use?
production.
Exactly.
Not
Believe
Belle,
it or
don't
not,
put that in the cart.
I am thinking about 2 things. I've realized that, as I get older, that, and again, this is just accepting who you are. Like, I'm genuinely thinking about 2 things. A, having fun, like, hey, where are we going to do? What are we going to eat? What are we going to do? Or how am I going to make this specific project happen? Or how am I going to achieve this? So a lot of times, if I'm doing something really random that I don't want to be doing, I will probably just zone out and be thinking about whatever XYZ project coming up. So it may look like I'm just ignoring you or whoever, but I'm just like focused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he's on his laptop or if he's on his phone and he's like in it, and if his thumbs are moving and he's not just scrolling, if his thumbs are moving or if he is actively typing, he's
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Nobody's gonna.
You can't even get his attention. There is nothing in the world
Yeah.
other than maybe an explosion that could literally
yeah.
get you away from that.
Yeah.
Because that's like you said, separation of like work and the other Vipple. Like
This is why I was dreading this episode. Everything's out. Everything's out in public. Oh my goodness. But I mean, to be real, I am passionate about it. I do love this, and that
You're
was my
very
entire
dedicated to
intention
it.
to. When I made the decision that this is what I'm gonna do, I was into it. You are the proof of it. You've been there since day one. Tell me if I've wavered anywhere.
What do you mean?
Like, there's been good times and bad times, but
Yeah,
I've
no,
never.
this is it. Video
This is it,
production,
yeah.
this is it. Whether you're going to help somebody out or whether you're trying to bring it in to Bender Productions, it doesn't matter. Like, this is it.
This is it.
In some way, shape, or form, it will have something to do with video.
Yeah, I don't quit. That's one thing about me. that I know for a fact I'm not a quitter. So once I said this is it, it was it. And even and I've noticed that like a lot of times earlier this year when it was like slower in February or whatever, me and Adam were having a coffee or whatever, and she's like, so what are we gonna do and all this? I'm like, I'm gonna double down. The slower it gets, the bigger. That's what I'm saying. Usually people are like, oh, slow time, cut back on marketing, cut back on costs. I'm like, no. Let's go buy more gear. B&H is going to give us a better deal, or Adorama, because it's going to be slow times for them. We can probably negotiate better deals on gear, whatever. Like tariffs hit, I was like, oh, buy more gear because now
It's
they
gonna
want to
get more
get
expensive.
and they want
Yeah.
to get rid of it because less people are going to now buy things because they're going to be more expensive. Point is, my attitude, and it may not be the best one, it worked for me, doesn't mean it'll work for everyone, has been just to double down. Things get hard. There's two things you can do, right? You can either quit or you can double down. And I always choose to double down,
You're very good at doubling down.
Yes, exactly. I think it's worked so far. Look where we are.
When it comes to video production, yes.
Yes. We're going to keep it there.
Yeah, sure. Now we'll keep it to video production.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you have to, I feel like you have to commit. And then when you commit, you have to stick to what you committed to. It's okay to pivot. That doesn't mean if you're making a wrong decision, you don't pivot. But I feel like when things get hard is when most people quit. And my entirety of life is when things get hard is when I'm not going to quit. Because that separates me from other people, because I'm going to double down. I'm going to go harder at it. Because usually when you come through that tough time, things are great. Look at just talking economy wise, 2007, to 2008, like things crashed. That does not mean 2009, 10, things didn't bounce back, right? So you just had to get past. Same thing like what we had up in earlier, tariffs. It's like, oh, there's a big downturn. And then look, things bounce back. And, so many people go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just like, you just have to, pass it. You just have to go through it. Things always go bounce back. I've never seen them not bounce back. It's only the people who quit. We made it through COVID as a fresh, new, young company. We made it through a move from Alabama to here. I mean, technically moved
Literally,
there.
it was COVID the year before, and the year after we did the major move from Alabama to Florida. It was literally the year after. Not, COVID.
Yeah.
Let's take this opportunity while things are slow to go ahead and move. And no, wait a year till things are starting to open back up and everything's going to kind of like normal again, and then we'll move.
I think we should have moved 2020, but again, hindsight is 2020. We didn't think about it. Yeah.
Irony. Hindsight is 2020 about 2020.
Yeah, about 2020. I mean, everyone has some COVID memories, but for us, my thing is we went past it. We made it through. We made a major move, and we're still here. We're going stronger than ever. I mean, things couldn't be any better. My entire thing, like at this point, despite tariffs and low points of what this year has brought and stuff, companies trying. And again, the way it affects us is gear not so much. I mean, sure, things got a little expensive, but it's the clients and companies wanting to hold their money tight because times are tough. So to be able to go past that, I'm like, I don't know what else could hit us at this point that derails us. I don't want to challenge anyone, but you know what I mean? Like at this point, I feel like we're almost 6-year-old? How old is the company even? I don't even think about it. September 2018.
18,
So
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Almost 7 years old.
yeah, September it'll be 7 years as a company, and I mean, crazy long time. Do you ever see? I don't know, but did you ever imagine this when we started doing this?
No, I didn't have any expectations because all of this like completely new to me.
Yeah,
I have no expectations of where it even could go, which kind of scares me now that I look back at like where we started 7 years ago, where we are today. Like if we continue, woo! But yeah, no.
yeah. At any point, did you think I was crazy? I mean, I feel like I know the answer to it, but yeah.
There have I think I've told you that you're crazy multiple times. Usually it's about the purchase of some kind of gear. Anyone who knows you or anyone who could like look around at the studio or like at the van out there, like just the sheer amount that you've been able to accumulate over 7 years.
But look, I use it.
You do, and if you don't, somebody else can. So
it actually gets used. But to be honest, on this podcast, I have been telling people do not buy gear like I do. I have a problem
Yeah.
doesn't mean you need to. But to be real, again, it is done
Problem.
on a basis. To be real, I use everything I buy. It's very
At
rarely
some
do I.
point.
Yeah, it's rarely that I buy things that don't get used. It's rare.
I'm sure we could find something.
Yeah, it was something. I mean, sure, in $500,000, there's something I didn't use. But
I think
usually,
you need to do calculations. It might be more.
it might be more now.
I don't know.
'Cause, yeah,
There have been
it's-
times where I'm like, you don't need that. You don't need that.
But
you
I
don't
thought
need
you
to be
don't know
purchasing that
gear.
right now.
But I thought you don't know gear, so how do you know we need it or not?
You.
What does that mean?
Because yeah, it's kind of like if you've got something and it's working great, making that decision to move to the next camera or completely switch over from and sell every single camera to move to something completely different, that's a big step, and I'm some of it's scary.
Yes. And it is, I mean, to be real, she has a point. And again, we've discussed this before. So we were like completely Panasonic system when we started to go to completely Canon system, having to sell every lens, everything, to completely Canon, acquiring that. Like I said,
And
we
then
had,
to do it again.
and to do it all over again, to go all the way to Sony, completely sell every lens, every acquire everything brand new because it has to be native. It's a big step, but again, at the same time, I think it was a hugely important step both times. Excuse me, to go from the Panasonic, which I didn't mind manual focusing on all that, but the type of gigs we were leaning towards more, corporate, commercial, event. Autofocus was important, and I still remember first time turning on that C200. It was a big expense and not knowing if it's going to be a right
The
fit or not.
C200, yeah.
But first time I turned, I was like, "Oh, autofocus can be this good!" Like I had no idea it could be that good. And again, that was obviously things have come a long way from that. But I'm saying when I first did that, I was like, immediately I gotta have one more because and I think I bought a Canon EOS R or whatever, and I was like, oh, they're not matching, so this is a bad purchase. It's kind of like that, and then buying another one, and then going to C70s. So you're right. I mean, this is scary, but that's why I do it, not you. Because it is. Because, like, for example, how much money has Sony's made us? Because it's a lot of money. I mean, that has been made from these cameras. They long paid for themselves,
Well, I think it's more along the lines of like them being used on jobs. I don't think it's necessarily. Legit question, have you had a job where they're like, oh, you use Sony?
Yeah.
Like, I'm hiring you because of Sony?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's the conversation you don't have. Most of the work where I fit into other people's workflow. So not for us, yes. My clients that you edit for, most people don't care what we're using. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
But to be able to fit into any people's workflow, the only reason I fit in, like I'm talking about people that you even know, like Adam and Zay and all that. Everyone's in the Sony ecosystem. So it's a lot easier to plug. Even it's a simple shoot I did for Josh recently. It's like, oh, what are you using? Oh, A7 R4s or FX3s or FX6s, whatever. So mine FX6s, FX3s, all they're just playing to it. The thing is, and again, I know you're not a gear person, but they have.
But I see what you're saying.
Sony has marketed the video market, and like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of these cameras, but again, they pay the bills, they get used, they're easy to operate. And that's why I tell people, like right now, currently the hype is to go back to Panasonic. It's so funny.
What?
I look back S1II and E's.
Please don't. Everybody listening,
yeah,
please
I know.
Don't.
Yeah, but this is like kind of like the new hype because Blackmagic has come out with the 12K and Pixis 12K and the Panasonic cameras. So those are like currently getting hype.
Do you need 12?
No, I don't know. I mean, we own 8K cameras, so who knows? Point is,
but do you use the 8K that much?
I mean, you tell me as an editor, you can punch in, right? And still make a 4K video.
I can still do a lot of things. That doesn't mean, like, do you need it?
Look, I'm not going to give you the perspective of why people need 12K.
I don't know. Mine's just like a need versus want. And at some point, you have to realize when does it become more of a need and less of a want, and then make the jump. Yours is like, oh, I want it, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, but I'm not getting those cameras. That's what I'm saying. I'm not getting the Pixis 12K. I'm not getting the Lumix cameras.
You need to see
because I have
to the
to
certain point, you have to see.
what the demand is. But to be honest,
other
if
side.
there's demand, yeah, absolutely, it's going to be an acquisition. I know you're not going to fuck you, but just like the Ronin, what we just added the 8K, right? It's like I saw a need, I saw a demand, I saw where we could deploy it, and we
Ronin.
deployed it. Yeah, exactly.
The chicken
The
camera.
chicken camera, yeah. So and that's why you're not here to talk about gear. You're talk about
True.
post production.
I'm not. Yeah.
Because
Circle.
yeah.
Circle back around.
Yeah, because that's not your thing. That is,
No, it's
our
not.
thing.
It's
Come on,
really not.
okay. Just to make it validate my point, Mario.
Validate your point.
You-
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
You are
eyebrows raised coming into it.
you understand the production side of it. Don't you think owning these Sony cameras is a better business decision than Canon cameras? When have you
That wasn't the
encountered
question. We were just
Canon-
talking about the chicken camera.
No, I'm
and
talking about these
12K.
first. You said
That's
going
not-
from Canon to Sony was scary.
No, for
I
sure.
didn't say.
For sure, right now, I mean, for video,
Mhm.
Sony is I think is the best brand.
Yeah.
Everybody has that ecosystem, so it's way better, like from a business viewpoint.
What do you think about the chicken camera?
The chicken camera,
12K.
I like it. I mean, we haven't used it really in a real shoot. Well, we'll use it soon in a
Yeah.
real shoot.
Mhm.
So, but for now, I think it's a really good acquisition. But let's see now in the real projects.
See,
Yeah.
what you're leaving out is that we've had somebody with a chicken camera before on set, and I
Yeah.
did not like the footage as much as like a regular, just the gimbal walking, how smooth that was. I didn't think it was as smooth.
Because
Oh,
his-
you-
And your test footage since getting this new 12K chicken camera,
8K.
Ronin, whatever, 8, whatever,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But your footage, your test footage, where you're like, oh, look how smooth it is. Like, that's not smooth. I would rather get something
you-
else over that.
You like more the gimbal than
Yeah,
the
I think
Ronin
it's
footage?
smoother.
Oh, really?
I mean, you can do
But
the
in the
chicken walk with
test
this too.
footage, I haven't. I mean, you may need to. I don't know if it was just operated or not, but
the way I look at it. Look at the 6K camera. I agree with you. When we got Anthony to come to a shoot with his 6K Ronin, we shouldn't keep calling it a chicken camera. I wasn't.
that's
just-
what I'm
yeah.
not a gear person. That's what I know
Yeah.
it by.
And like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the footage either. Being real with you, and that's why he asked me. He was so enthusiastic. I was like, it's all right.
Mhm.
But I've now seen and researched enough that it had issues with the moire and other issues. The sensor wasn't that great,
Oh.
and pattern issue. When it creates issues in editing with pattern. So also point is the 8K sensor supposed to be better. It's an OLPF. It's supposed to be better skin tones. Obviously, we'll deploy it and we'll know more. If not 30 days, it goes back. It's not the end of the world, but ultimately, the decision wasn't made lightly. All the business decisions I do are based on need, requirement, where I can deploy it, where can I get my money back, and will it increase or speed up the workflow or whatever. We'll see the footage you get. You'll know. I mean, Tuesday, right? It's not that far.
I'll be able to see it by like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, we should be able to
I
see
just
it
think
the
if
next
you
day.
ever need a healthy dose of skepticism or second guess or like what in the world are you doing, then that you turn to me because
Yeah.
I will always second guess
Yeah, everything.
any purchase.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. That's the entire point of this podcast. I highly recommend people is go get the clients, right? Execute on their vision, and if you need something to
Mhm.
execute on the vision, I'm all about, find the right person to partner with, because there's always people like me in your town, in your city, in your country. They can partner with to execute on the production. That's to me is the easy part, especially if you're using the Sony cameras. Everyone has an FX6, FX3, or whatever Sony
That's
camera that
fine.
you
That
want to deploy
purchase,
with. Yeah,
even though scary, and I was completely giving you a healthy dose of, or maybe
Yeah.
unhealthy dose of negativity the whole way. I was like, I don't see the point in this. I was like, if you see it, you take
Yeah.
the leap, you're fine. And it ended up working out, and
Yeah.
sure.
and
but
what's crazy is for a limited time I owned both, because I'm not gonna
I
obviously sell the
I
money
may
makers.
come back to eat my words on the Ronin,
Yeah.
but so far, and mark my words, I'm thinking it's gonna go back
Okay, we'll see.
because
mean-
see, this is different. Like you can use a Sony, you can do the experimentation and stuff with it, and you can get you did that and you experimented and you used it, you've been around it, so that purchase you had some background to it. My problem with this one is that the background you have with this is not that great.
Mm.
So, I don't know.
I mean, hey,
We shall see.
We'll find out. We'll make a YouTube.
Unfolds
Yeah,
on
no.
Studio B podcast.
Yeah, we can always deploy it. We can always test the footage. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Currently, my thing is what the camera needs are of Bindra Productions. We got cameras and lenses and things to achieve what we need to. The only thing we were lacking is the ultra smooth footage that we need for run and gun shoots, and I think that's exactly where Ronin can get deployed really fast, where we can track with it, where we can really speed up like documentary style shoots or whatever. Is it going to replace the Sonys? No, I think it's a good add-on. And to be honest, I'm not married to any gear, if it doesn't work, it's going back, because like you said, I do like to own gear, but it's not just there to be a decoration. If it ain't gonna work, it's gonna go back, which is why as soon as the Sony ecosystem was full, I sold Canon, because it's like, no need to have it. And to be honest, nobody's asking for it.
And you're
That's the
selling
main
also your FX30, I think.
Yeah, and going to FX2, that's just more
Yeah.
for being able to do headshots and photography and things like that. That's mainly it. But
yeah, but
you
like
know,
the FX30 hasn't been used as much. I think is what
Exactly.
he's saying is like when it becomes more of like a display like shelf piece, then
That's
that's
when it
when you're
goes.
like, okay, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
go to the shelf of doom.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's what happened. That's why FX30s need to go, not because they're bad cameras. I know, for example, Alex, who's going to be on the podcast, he's deploying that's his main cameras. He's making good money
I
with
wonder what he's gonna do when he comes up. He had the best.
it.
The best, like, okay, I'm gonna start recording, and then he just starts like, is it singing? Is it rap? I don't know.
Yeah.
Go check it out, because he literally the first few seconds they're just like, what is he? What?
Yeah.
And it was just, I died laughing.
No,
I watched it 5
and
times
if you see
in
my
a row.
face, I'm like, what's happening here? But okay, we're gonna start. But
It's
I
like,
mean, he was just being
Alex,
himself.
my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah. Anyway, but he's running his entire production company, I know, and there's a lot of other people with the FX30. So not a bad camera, obviously, nothing against it. It's just
Oh, he
we
uses
haven't-
that FX30.
Yeah, he's 2, I think. So
Oh, okay.
so FX30s are deployed, everywhere, making people
Yeah, I
lots of
didn't
money.
say it was a bad
Yeah,
camera.
it's just not for us. And at the end of the day, my thing is I don't buy things to sit on shelf. And as soon as I see that, this is not getting used, it's time for it to find a better home where it's gonna get used.
Yeah.
And to be real, I've turned around. Like in the beginning, I would only buy brand new stuff, and as you saw, I've been buying
No.
more used stuff.
Now
and
watch
things.
it. Now watch it. You're
Yeah.
selling some of the smaller stuff. And now watch it. Something's going to come along in like a month or next year or something. You're going to be like, dang, I sold my FX.
No, I'm gonna acquire FX2 instead. So I think we'll be good. We'll have.
You'll still have something smaller that you can just kind of.
Yeah, I mean it's about the same size as FX3 anyway, so it's not like
Okay.
FX30's smaller than FX3. We still have cameras that can work, and like I said, these are working. Up until they're working, they're making money. At the end of the day, this is a business. Yes, I'm passionate about it, but it's a numbers game. If it's not making money, then it's not making money. Because again, the point of this is to have all this, right? Is so we can have my space, we can have the house, we can have the fun, we can go to Disney, we can do things, enjoy. We can go on the cruise.
Oh, did you hear that? Cruise and Disney passes coming up. Did y'all hear that? They're on nipple this year.
Talk about the change, though. We went from a big change last year around October, buying this home, immediately buying the van. See, a lot of people don't realize when I say things, I mean it. I was telling
22nd sign on the home and 31st, literally before the month was over, 31st, last day of the month, van.
And that was already fixed. I was always going to go last day because you get supposedly the best deal on the last day of the month, whatever. But it was in the calendar for me. So we closed in the home. And then I told everyone. And the funny thing is everyone was shocked. When I told everyone bought a brand new van and they're like, what? I don't think you were. I was like, literally, I told everyone that, hey, I'm going to buy the van as soon as I close on the house, the last day of the month. So, but there was a lot of immediate changes. And what I'm saying is like we go from moving, van, and we were building this. You are quite literally one of the reasons anything got done. You and I were head, feet, I don't know, blood, sweat, and tears into getting the studio done, like literally, and the van done.
Like a lot of people like looking at the set now, like you would not think that the studio was as bad. It was a working garage. It was a
Yeah,
garage.
go watch the YouTube video.
Yeah, watch the YouTube video because like I don't even know if the footage that I took. Mario, did you include the footage from where I was like panning from like this is the panel on the garage door and I like went over and I showed this is like did you include it in there?
I think
Go
I
watch
included,
that.
yeah.
That's just the inside of the garage door.
Yeah.
That is the grime I had going down my arms.
And that's what I think it was a bad decision on their thing, which whatever. I bought it because I saw the potential. But I'm like, I wonder how many people came to this home and they're like, oh, fully renovated home. They've, done drywall,
They didn't do
plumbing.
anything.
And then this area
spray
looked
paint it white.
so nasty. And I was like, why wouldn't they just paint the floor or something? First, I'm saying it wouldn't have mattered to us. But I'm saying other potential buyers probably looked at this area and went,
it wasn't the best.
Yeah. Anyway, for me,
But
the only reason this home fit was we could park the van here, no HOA.
There's no
and
HOA,
it's a good area,
which is
and
so
then-
hard to find.
Yeah.
I felt it wasn't the school that limited us, like looking for a good school. I feel like I focused so much on that. It was the HOA that was the issue. There's so many HOAs around here that you have to deal
and
with.
normally I wouldn't care as much, but having to park a van, and I didn't want to park externally. I wanted to be here. But I knew I was going to do that. See, that's the crazy thing when we bought
Well, I mean, you get something that fits.
Yeah, and then so eventually when we came here, and that's why when I saw this place, I was like, okay, so home's renovated, we don't have to do much, but we do have to work on the garage. So hey, even though it looks nasty, we can redo it. But what I'm saying is, I bought the home, I bought the van, and then it's like we had two massive projects on top of running a video production company. I still remember. I think I was in DC doing Adam's shoot. Yeah.
3 Shed.
Oh, Shed too. But I mean, that's for this year. I'm talking mostly last year where but coming here, I'm saying I still remember.
You like immediate things.
Yeah, immediate thing we had to do. And also completely changing workflows and stuff because I still remember you picked me up from the shoot in DC with Adam. It was like late at night or late evening when you picked me up. And I remember coming straight home and we were on our hands and knees down here installing the floor. Yeah. Yeah. So that's crazy. We had to become temporarily carpenters. I don't know, construction workers, flooring people.
I have a picture and I can't share it, but I have a picture. Like Zoe came in while we were like laying in the floor. The floor is not done. We're taking a break, but we're still technically in the floor. And Zoe came in and laid down on your back and just literally fell asleep because it's the middle of the night and she just fell asleep on your back. You're like, is she asleep? I'm like, yes, let me take a picture.
Yeah, because we were all in, and it was like literally I would drive somewhere, like I would be like, oh, the city, like a drive, like go drive overnight, do the shoot, drive back, and then I think it was day's shoot or whatever. Point is, and then same back to work. It was just basically like that. Do shoots, come back, work, getting this done, and then simultaneously trying to deal with the van too. It wasn't just this. It would have been one thing to do this project.
I have ruined. What was that stuff? Is it Killmat?
Killmat, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is so bad.
Yeah,
that and like the insulation stuff, the one with the sticky back to put in, like that stuff. I have ruined clothes.
Yeah,
I have clothes that like are just strictly work around the house clothes now because you can't sit down on that stuff.
Yeah.
It got everywhere.
And that was so crazy to me. And I, like I said, I would tell people like, hey, it was at the end, is the reward amazing? Now that I've been using it for 6-7 months, absolutely. But I would highly tell you, do not take on two massive projects at one.
Yeah,
I think
at the same time,
just doing either studio
crazy.
or van would have been a lot easier than doing both at the same time. I think it was a massive undertaking. Though, don't you agree? It has definitely changed for the better.
Yeah, especially the van. Because there's not as much stuff in here because it's all there. Well, not all of it.
Yeah, you get the point. Majority of it.
Yeah, a good chunk of it. I mean, it's a freaking 2-ton crit van.
Yeah,
but like, there's not as much stuff in here. It's not as crowded. We were talking at one point about like we've got these like 6-foot racks from. I mean, if you've seen the studio tour, then you've seen them. We were literally talking about aisles.
Yeah.
Aisles of just having gear front and back.
That was the initial idea. I wanted to make it look like a store. Basically, it
Yeah.
was going to be aisles and aisles of just gear, and then as per project. I'd seen a YouTuber and filmmaker, I think in Vegas. I think his name is Robert Machado. I think is his name. You can look him up, Mario, on YouTube. But I think I had watched one of his videos a long time back, and he had like a garage, and he had that, like he had shelves, like aisles,
The
and I
aisles
was
and
like, oh,
stuff.
it'd be so cool to have, like put all my gear in aisles, and then based on the
I'm
shoot,
like, you
I,
got enough. Why
yeah,
not?
I'd
Sure.
come here and I'd basically grab things and
Hmm.
essentially like a
If
shopping cart,
someone's like
right?
renting or something
Yeah,
like that, oh, let me go grab this.
and then or just for
Yeah.
us, it's like almost like bring a camera card or or like a
What
folding cart, and
Yeah,
then
just a
you just
cart.
throw stuff.
what's the name you said?
Robert Machado, I think
Robert.
RobertMachado, I think his name, and it's just a
Oh,
YouTube
yeah,
channel. Yeah. So I
this
think he
one.
had done and again, it was yeah, that's the guy. So I'd seen a video of his. I don't know which video it is. It was a while back, but it was basically a garage, and that's where I initially got the inspiration. But obviously changed to in
This one,
after. Yeah,
organizing
that's
gear.
possible. Yeah. So does he show aisles? See if there's like a garage. Oh, ad.
Uh,
Ah.
wait,
We
Oh,
don't
look,
okay,
it's
show
coming.
commercials.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, whenever you get to it. See if there's it's like a garage with aisles in it. Anyway, that was the initial idea, but it
Oh,
changed.
yeah,
Oh, you got it?
yeah,
Let's
I
see.
got it. Let me see.
Yeah, see there you go.
Yeah.
And
There
then
it
he has
is.
multiple aisles, obviously he's in one. But that's what the initial plan was. Like, hey, what if we do that? Where, you have aisles and aisles of just equipment. But then it changed and I was like, you know what? Because initially I thought we would load the van every time. And then I was like, why did we kill mat it, insulate it, and can't leave grip in there? Now I get it, not leaving cameras in there.
Yeah, the
So
batteries, things
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
That's
That comes out
understandable.
in
Yeah.
this air conditioned space, but because we are in Florida, but we can leave the metal and all that in there, and the
Mhm.
advantage that gives us is gets all that out there, and then we were able to open up the space, so we still have kind of like the shelves that you're talking about, but they're all on the sides. But in the middle now it's all open, and I think that makes the space look bigger. It more looks like a real studio, even though it's not meant to be.
It makes the space more usable.
Yeah, that too.
It's not just that it makes it look bigger. I
Mhm.
mean, it kind of does, but it's more usable. It's
Yeah.
more versatile either because we're literally sitting in about the same spot as last season
Yeah.
was, and it's so much different. I mean, now Mario's at the desk.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we have also been able to use it in a better way because it was open when we
Mhm.
did that West Orange Chamber project.
Yeah,
We
we
were able to
used
bring in
most
people
all.
and actually shoot a project here. That was
Yeah.
interesting to me because that wasn't the initial idea. I was just thinking product
Mhm.
shoots and stuff here, but to be able to
Or
actually
like
do that,
talking head type things where
yeah,
like, social media content, pull the things back and
yeah. I think
just
that's
right
it's
here like talking at a camera.
Yeah, so basic stuff. So it's actually
Mhm.
usable space, even though that other idea looked awesome. I feel like uh, for what we're doing, uh, this works. And like I
Yeah.
said, we did put for a while. It was like, when is this gonna ever finish? Because we put so much
Well,
time and effort into
I
this.
think I forgot like the what all we had to do in different portions of it because like I knew we had to do the floor when we did the back of the garage door. I did the back of the garage door,
Mhm.
and then like working on like the floor, and then we got done with the bottom part, and there's a little lip that like comes
Yeah.
up, and like oh we got to do the top part. We have to move the hot water heater. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, figuring that out. For a little bit, we're experts in like editing and video production. We're not
Yeah.
experts in how to move a water heater, so we had to learn. And again, YouTube University. It's like, how do
Yeah,
you move a
a lot
water
of
heater?
YouTube.
And then I think the other thing was figuring out how to cover this lip up. So they
The
make
lip
transition strips, but
and
nothing
it's still
for
not perfect.
like
It's
lip. So we
not-
had to then
it's
figure out
functional.
how to make the lip be best or whatever. I'm just saying.
And finding the product too, because
Yeah.
we tested like multiple different
Yeah, we
things to
had to
try
buy
and
and
cover
return
it. We
it.
had to return quite a few pieces because it's not just your standard like stair nose.
Yeah,
It's
it
full.
needs to be 2 inches at least, right?
It's
And then
yeah,
having to put this foam things up, the sound,
which I had
acoustic
done that
things.
before, but
Yeah, we had done that in Alabama, but also then
Yeah.
being able to put this divider curtain in there. I don't know. It was just a lot of work, and then with the van, like you said, the kill mat, insulation, and all that legend stuff, which was a pain in the butt to
mm,
deal with. Let's not even start on that company. And
Yeah.
then carts and ramp, and
and
I
the
mean,
video's not matching the
yeah,
product.
exactly. So it's just It was a lot, but like I said, but having
this will be
deployed
so
it as
easy.
somebody, Mario, as somebody who's been using the van with me and being in the studio for meetings, what do you think about both things? Was that hard work worth it?
Definitely. I think yeah. I mean, I love the studio. You have we have the like a space to work,
Hmm.
to hang out, and the van makes everything easy.
Yeah.
Like you have the carts there, you have the ramp. It makes every shoot so easy, and we can do more breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have
Right? It
fun.
makes it faster, right?
Yeah.
Especially, do you remember the one we did for what's his name? The Restaurant Chamber again. The one where we went location to location. How
Yeah,
fast
for
did
the
it make it?
interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To deploy, right?
Yes.
We were able to just pull it off and put it back on, and it was just so much faster.
Yeah, so much faster. I mean, we did like maybe
6, I think it was total.
six in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we went
No, I
to
think it
the.
was 2 days, 3 and 3. I think
Oh
it
yeah,
was.
2 days. Yeah, but like we went to each house and we set out. When we get out like in 2 hours,
Hmm.
went to another location. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was really fast and efficient.
Which I think the thing that takes the most time is getting the stuff in and out, which you are already looking at solutions
Yeah,
for that, which I'm also kind of worried about because I got burned the last ramp installation. So
yeah. Let's not. Uh,
safety glasses next time.
yeah. So essentially, and then
yeah.
this is a thing. See that you make mistakes. Talk about not everything's perfect. Like for me, the biggest thing was when it came to buying the ramp. I was like, well, the carts are only 2-3 feet wide. We don't need a ramp that wide. So I got the ramp that every cart would fit on. What I forgot was one cart is going left, one cart is going right. So now the issue that we have is
Yeah.
the cart has to go up, but then we have to turn it
It has
left,
to turn.
and then the right cart has to go again back up, so they can hit each other or whatever. So it would have been a lot easier if the ramp was full wide, and they already make those. Then we could have sent the left cart on the left side, right cart on the right side. It would just go straight in.
You'd have
And
a lot more room to maneuver and stuff
exactly,
too.
and that's
Yeah.
just something I didn't think about, and even after all the research and time spent,
Mhm.
things happen. And it would have been the thing is then it would have been just $100-$200 price difference, and now it's just going to be thousands of dollars because I need to first buy the new one because again I cannot have a van without the new ramp. Then I
And
gotta
then
list this
The storage.
storage of that
Of
item.
this ramp you've currently gotten.
Yeah.
Once you switch it out, you've got to find something to do with the other
Yeah,
one.
and how many people are going to need a ramp
Yeah,
of that
I mean,
specific
really.
specifications or whatever? And a point is, again, selling it is going to, and then I'm sure I'm going to have a loss because it's a used item now.
And then being able to get it to wherever. I mean, that's going to have to be probably a pickup.
Yeah, it has to
That's-
be. And that's what I'm saying. We're limited to how many people can get it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just ultimately things that you didn't know about, is what I'm saying. Like,
Things you don't anticipate, you don't think about, and then they like pop up. But that's the same thing on a video shoot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Florida, if you can hear it, it's.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that was like right over
Thunder.
the top of our heads.
Yeah.
Thunder.
So anyway, but.
Feel
but
the thunder.
But compared to how big these projects were, I think our mistakes are very tiny. I mean, if you think about it, it's just not knowing the sizing of the ramp. That's about it. I think I can't think of anything other major that we would change. It's just that. Can you think of anything else?
I think third seat. I think the third seat that you've been planning to do like
Yeah.
all along.
It would be nicer to be able to carry. So currently they come with the bucket seats, so they're more comfortable, and you can only carry 2 people. I know ProMaster, what I bought, it has an option, so you can have 2 seats, so 3 total basically. And it would be nice to be able to carry 3 people and a crew. So an additional person.
An additional person.
Obviously, they'll have to be friends because 2 people will have to sit
Well,
close.
I mean, there's a likelihood that, like for instance, on Tuesday, we could all 3 just ride together.
Yeah, you could have driven, and me and Mario could have just buddy, or something like that. But anyway, but that would
That's
be a
not
nice.
how it would go, like at all. Just
How would it go?
most likely you would be driving. It's
Yeah.
your van. I mean, the truck's different.
Yeah.
But most likely you would be driving. I would
And I
take a
could
trim. I
drive.
mean, before. And and then either I could sit in the middle, Mario could sit in the
Yeah,
middle.
okay,
It doesn't
sure,
matter
either way.
because we're all friends at this point.
Yeah, we could figure it out. But anyway,
When we built the shed together, I think we're fine.
yeah.
If we can sweat all day in the hot sun and I turn into a lobster, like I think we're good.
I'm not even going to talk about that project. Let's move on. We've talked about enough projects that we've handled together. Anyway, so the other one
Outside of
yeah.
the production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the the main thing for me is, yeah, I do agree that that would be nice that we don't have to take two vehicles, and be able to get to location. But at
But
the
at the
end of the
same
world,
time, there have been times where that would work out, where it was questionable whether or not I would go or something
yeah,
like that. And then I've been at home and you'd be like, hey, I forgot this. Like, you need to bring this, like,
yeah.
right now. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, that was.
okay,
I
yeah,
remember
I
that
got
was
it.
that shoot that we did, Mario. What was it? The one where we did the four doctors or five doctors talking to each other.
It was
It
on
was so
Lake
funny
Eola.
that I
Yeah.
had everything, and that's the thing about video production. It was the one tiny adapter that we
Mm-hmm.
forgot because it looks just like, we needed HDMI in, like an HDMI capture card, so it's USB C. But instead we got so it's HDMI to USB C. We got the USB C to HDMI out. And as soon as I'm looking, I'm like, that's an essential, because we had a remote
Mm-hmm.
producer on that one. I was like, how do I not have that item? And this is what can happen when things look just the same. And that was really nice to be able to call you and be like, no, I need this now. Like, thank you, Julie. And you saved that
It
production.
ended up
Yeah.
actually working out because that was the same day that you needed to pick up the paper for the studio.
Oh, seamless.
So the seamless paper. So I actually ended up, because you were on set, you gave me the card and told me what all I needed to do. And
No, I
that
thought the
same
seamless
day,
was the day Quentin had us meet up. Are you sure? There may have been something else you needed to do. Because the day you came and brought me the HDMI capture card was
You're
a diff-
right. You're right. No, I made like 2 or 3 trips that day. But yeah, no, you're right.
But
It
either way,
was a different day.
it's really
But
it's
I
really
feel
nice.
like I ended up doing something else anyway. So
Yeah, but
it
it's really
worked out.
nice to have, obviously, the ability to, again, I try to not to forget
Oh,
things.
I know what it was.
What?
The girls enjoyed it because I got them Happy Meals because we
Oh,
had to run out
oh
of the
my
house.
goodness,
So,
McDonald's.
I know.
Anyway, but
Stupid
yeah,
toys.
but the main thing was is that, like, for me, I try not to forget. That's why the clients are hiring us to be pros. But it can happen. We're all human, especially tiny little things.
Well,
We need
tiny
so
little,
many.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's like that big.
yeah.
It
It was
wasn't that
tiny
big.
little adapters, and if that does happen, that's where I think it's amazing to have someone be like, "Hey, get in the truck, grab this
Yeah.
thing, come on by." And by the time you arrived, we were setting up anyway, so it was
Yeah,
fine.
you
It
just
didn't.
had Mario come out, grab
Yeah.
it, head back in, and it
And
was
we
done.
did set deck until then and getting our setup
Yeah.
done, and then we were basically ready to go by the time your adapter
And,
came.
and because it was at the same time y'all were setting up, it didn't make that much of a difference in timeline.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
And the client got what they wanted. They
Yeah,
were
it
really
didn't
happy
really
with
affect
it.
you that much.
So, so yeah, it's a lot of ways you've been able to help me. It's good. So what I'm trying to say is, Juli Bindra
Bring it back.
has been a good help in making Bindra Productions happen, even though, it's my company. I'm
Yes,
the Bindra. Yes.
fully, 100%.
Yeah. Funny enough, if somebody doesn't get the reference, but we've had that discussion. You want nothing to do with Bindra
Nope.
Productions, even though
Mm-mm.
you just want to be the editor or the post help or whatever, right? Like,
Hmm. I'm the support.
yeah, and I'm the owner. So
I support you.
I think it works the best way for both of us because I like what you
Mhm.
do. I like how you're able to help me, and it keeps your stress away from having to not worry about things like, like you said, meetups or chamber events and all this other networking, sales.
No, I just have to remind you to register for
Yeah,
them.
exactly. Now,
I make sure you register. I track your miles there and back.
So how many roles do you play? You're an assistant, you're a director of production, you're script supervisor, you're a post-production person, you're an editor. You also do sound, at least,
Mhm.
going into RX10 or 11, whatever we're using now, and being able to do, level out the sound, clean it up a
Mhm.
little bit, basic stuff. What else do you do? How many jobs are we forgetting that Juli Bindra does?
I think it can be summed into one wife.
That works. Yeah, I was gonna say babysitter, but I guess it's all included.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
not really babysitting if it's your own kids. Right?
Exactly. True.
My
But yeah,
own
there's
little gremlins.
But one of the best things I always tell people is being able to do video production. A lot of it, especially with corporate commercial, is networking that we talked about, but
Mhm.
also is having your schedule open. Being able to just jump in when opportunities come that you want to
Yeah.
is key. And the only way you can do that is if you have a good support system at home. Obviously, it'll work if you're a single guy with no commitments or single girl.
Yeah.
But if you have a family like I do, it can be really hard if you don't have somebody at home, who's got it. Like, it's like, hey, I'm gonna jump in a plane and I'm heading to I don't know, Nashville. I'm going to California or whatever, and then Somebody else be like, okay, all right, what's your flight details, right? Instead of,
Mm-hmm.
oh, where the kid's gonna go or what's gonna happen. I don't know. Like,
Like
I
where the
can't
kid's gonna
imagine.
stay, you don't have to worry about the back end of it. You just gotta
Hmm.
go do your thing, and I've got the rest of it.
Yeah. That
And
helps a
then
lot. It makes it very easy. So, what's next for you? Have you thought about it? I know you're not a deep person. You're opposite of me. I'm like sitting here planning, 60-day goals, 1 year goal, 10-year goal, 5-year goals. You're like, usually seem like a
I'm
person
like
who's
the
like,
complete opposite.
yeah, you're like just living life day by day. So,
Pretty much. Like, yes, I do like calendar, and I
yeah.
try to make sure and stay on about getting stuff on the calendar because I need to know. I think that because like I have a little bit of a separation. Like, there's the editor Julie, there's the Bender Productions Julie, and then there's the mom and like house Julie, and both of them are different as far as what is going on in my brain right now. Because like on the editor side, like I've got a crap ton of videos. I've got a lot of work right now.
Hmm.
Um, so there's that. But then on the other side, I'm like, there's like we're almost in you got the summer,
Hmm.
and you got school, and
Yeah.
the youngest is going into kindergarten, and they're going
That's
to be
gonna be
at the
fun.
same school for the first time,
That's gonna be fun.
and we're going to have nobody but us in the house during the day. Oh, except for your mom.
Yeah. All right. So that's gonna be fun. Also,
Fun.
let's talk about like how do you
But
approach
like it's
a
different as far
edit?
as
Yeah.
goals go, is what I mean.
So like when you get an edit, and I know there's so many different types of videos we edit, like from event shoots to like just talking head style videos or whatever. But I'm saying, how do you typically approach an edit? Like usually it's me handing you over the footage and saying like,
Hmm.
this is what I want. Maybe
Get
I'll
this
give you a
done.
mood. Like I'm thinking like really hype or whatever. And usually with
Usually
like,
not,
yeah, usually with talking head, I don't even tell you a mood or what. I'm just like,
because usually I know, like when someone from like external that's not you like brings in
mm-hmm,
stuff, it's different. Like I would need all of that, but usually I am aware of like the event or like of the situation or of like the meetings and things like that. Like I'll either get brought into a pre-production meeting or something like that, and I'll kind of know what they're
mm-hmm,
expecting, or I will have known what the event or anything was. Um, so like I don't usually need that kind of like mood or
mm-hmm,
anything. If they have any additional goals as far as like recruitment or just gaining more clients or something like that, like I feel like that is helpful and that's needed. But for the most part, for just like recaps or interviews or anything, stories first. Like, because it doesn't matter. Like, so for instance, like recruitment or something like that, the story will serve like focus
mm-hmm,
around that and
yeah,
gear towards that. But there's still that story there. That story has to be there first. And that's kind of like, I guess, which is like me learning under you,
mm-hmm,
kind of like guided me that way
yeah,
to that's how I edit. But I always, always, always put the story timeline first. There's no music being looked at. There's no B-roll being looked at unless it's being handed to me and I need to know kind of what I got to know how many cuts I can make. Like
mm-hmm,
if the interview is rough, I'll have
yeah,
to make more cuts, and
yeah,
I'll need more B-roll to go on top of those cuts to hide them. But other than that, the story's always first. Even if it's like a event recap video
mm-hmm,
or something, you can make sure everything's cohesive. They're saying, the story is there, everything's good, and then you can spread it out throughout the video. It doesn't have to be together,
yeah,
but you have your story there, and you can line everything up and guide the video around the story.
makes sense.
The story is
And how
always
do you build a
first.
story? So sometimes you're not given, and I know we're running out of time, but I want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about the mini documentary that you did for me, and it was incredible. So the client called me and they
Mm-hmm.
said, we want to do something. And usually it would have been so much better. And it's okay, they don't know. Had they told me this is going to be a documentary, I could have planned this a lot better. But they were like, hey, we want
Mm-hmm.
you to come get some of our clients.
Yep.
That's how it started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I planned a shoot day. We went there, and again, it was chaos because they don't know how to
Kind of
plan
like
things. It's okay.
testimonial
But we did it. We
style.
got great
Yeah.
stuff out of it. And then it was like, hey, how about that's another day, and add another day. Let's do our CEO. But it was like broken up in pieces. So
Mhm.
by the time we got there, and you're trooper for that, and I've said the story, but you had like 3 days, 4 days before their massive event, and then they're like, okay, we want it to be like a mini doc. Well, again, not the words they use, but that's what we inferred from
Yeah, it
there.
was huge.
There, yeah. So they were like, we want a 25-minute video.
I
You
don't even
know,
remember how long it was. I think I
yeah,
spaced, to be
yeah.
honest.
And I was like, first of
It
all,
was
that
rough.
are you sure you wanted that? But then once I learned that, yeah, they had a captive audience.
They were
You know,
sitting there.
yeah, they were forced to basically watch it, which
Yeah.
makes sense, which is good because corporate videos otherwise retention spans can be
Mm,
different. Point is,
lacking.
when it made sense, we got the gist of it. The project I gave you was, here you go. Here's interview after interview after interview,
Here's all
and
this B-roll.
yeah, and then a lot you have to
Here's yeah.
find because
Yeah.
there's no B-roll.
I detective my way through that thing.
And
I'm very good at snooping.
make a
Very good
25
at snooping.
video. Yes, you are.
I will track
which
down things you forgot were there.
and which you took 25 sorry, you have to make a 25 to 30-minute video,
Mhm.
and you have to use, because they're clients, we don't want them to feel like they wasted their time being interviewed, you have to use at least one clip from every single person. To
Yeah.
me, that's a mammoth task to give someone that, hey, you have to build a
Like,
story,
you
and
can't
have
cut
to-
anybody. You have to use something from every single interview. Every single client, every single person you interviewed has to be used for something.
and you killed it. I think what you did was incredible. Obviously, they
Which-
loved it. I love when clients have no edits. But how did you
Yeah.
approach that? Where it's just chaos, in my opinion, what you're given.
Well, first of all, I had support on the childcare side because that's
Yeah.
a huge part of my life, and I literally had to down into it. I had to be locked in the room. No, I mean, I work best with no lights and a candle.
Yeah.
I'm a night owl. That's just
Yeah.
me. That's my flow. I will jam out and I will look through B-roll and listen to music and do whatever. Like, that is my jam.
Yeah.
I can research and stuff all night. It's
Yeah.
fine. But I had help as far as childcare and stuff
No, it's
goes,
still
and I just
3 days is a very
locked
limited time, yeah.
myself. I just locked myself in the room, and then I went through every single interview, and I pulled out things that I thought might be useful. But the main part of that edit was the main person. So I would have to go through the main interview, which ironically in this one, he had 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to go through both of his interviews in different locations, different
Mhm.
outfits, different everything, different settings too, because one was in the office and one was at home with his kids. So I had to go through multiple different interviews for him and create a storyline for him, and then piece together the good pieces.
Mhm.
If he mentioned something about a specific client, pull that in. If he, like them in saying something awesome about it, or if he mentioned what he's able to do, pull in that client that was able to go on a month-long cruise.
Yeah.
Pull in their testimonial when he's talking about how awesome it
Yeah.
is that he's be able to make this difference for them. And like you start to like connect the dots, and it's your job as the editor to connect those dots, to make people connect the dots where they're supposed to be. But it's just a giant puzzle.
Mhm.
But you have to have, he's the main person, so he's the main storyline, and then they're like the supporting actors or whatever in that, and you just have to put them where they line up. And there were a few people
Yeah.
that I had to be like, okay, where does this line up? So I had to figure out and be a little bit manipulative in that, and I actually had to change a section of it after I had already put it in because I had to make it work.
Yeah.
Like, I had to use pieces that I wouldn't have used and pull things back from like the extra footage from the interview to make other people work in that too.
Yeah, but the way you did it, I think it came out incredible. And that's the thing. Look, if you want to work in corporate commercial work, and this is not for you, I'm just saying, if somebody listening, I'm telling you, as a production company owner, when I've had this happen where I hire editors and they don't get it. They're like, I have requirements from my
Mhm.
clients. It's like, no, we have to do this. It has to be this. This is the nature of the job, right? You cannot ignore what that is.
Correct.
You did that really well. You understood the parameters of the job. Now your job is to take that parameters and make something awesome, right? Which is why, what in my
10X it.
opinion,
I don't know if I can say that, but you got to 10X it.
yeah, and you got to sure. I'm sure somebody's copyrighted 10x, but whatever.
Well, 100X. there
Yeah,
you go.
whatever. Yeah, you gotta 100x. So you gotta make it
You
better,
got to
and
multiply.
you gotta understand that your job as an editor is to tell an amazing story, but that's within that parameters,
Correct.
within that goals.
Mhm.
And I think you do that incredibly well because you understand what I tell you. And and maybe it's just that because we've known each other so long and you've worked under me and you've been criticized enough to know what not to do. I just know that now I give you footage, I tell you to edit it, you get it right. Like that footage, we barely had any changes on it because it was like, and on a 30-minute video, that's crazy. Because when you sent it to me, I was like, this is incredible. Client loved it. And the thing is, the story flows. You can't tell from a outside perspective how difficult was it to cut together, and that it was done with sleepless nights, because you're cranking the edit out to be played on like a Saturday, while like you said,
It was
given
less
on
than a
Tuesday.
week
Yeah, it was like I
from,
don't know, it
like,
was 3-4 days.
Here's everything.
And
then
and I
being
think that's what
played.
makes you a great editor, because I've had in the past where I'm like, okay, here's this. I just need you to do a logo animation like this, and then cut this. And it was so funny to me when they couldn't just figure out a logo, and they were like, this looks good. And I'm like, no, this doesn't. I literally told you how I wanted to animate, and if you still cannot, and even it wasn't that complicated animation. I'm not talking motion graphics. I'm just talking a couple of layers just appearing, and it was so crazy to me. You came into rescue. I was like, okay, this screwed it up big time. Julie, please help me. And I know you were supposed to go on a trip to Alabama, and you literally came in, and I just watched you do your thing, and I was like, really? This is how easy it's supposed to be.
Like,
you
I
were
know
just
exactly what you're talking about now. I sat down, literally, I wasn't even at the house.
Yeah.
And like I came in and he's like, this is the situation. I need you. And so I sat down. I'm like, you get the girls for a little bit. And like, what was it? 30 minutes? Like an hour?
Yeah. And
It
you were
really, I'm like, how many videos was it? It wasn't even just one video.
Well, it was like one
There was
main
like the
and four
main and then
small.
like extra small
The
ones.
point is,
But like,
yeah, you knocked it out of the
I
park, and I was
literally
like, this
just-
is what I needed. It was not that complicated. And with
most
that
of it was
person,
timing and switching different shots and making it where
yeah, and you don't want to be difficult because it was FX3 log footage, and the person was on the phone telling me, no, this is not log footage. It's already colored, and I know what's happening because
And we're looking
I'm
at it.
experienced enough. That's the advantage of being a producer who knows all the software. Because I'm like, it's probably that it's auto applying a conversion LUT or whatever. I'm like,
I
just
hate
turn
when
that
that
off
happens.
in your NLE, whatever that is, Premiere or Final Cut, whatever. But they kept arguing with me, like, no, it already is colored. And I'm like, no, the footage is log. You don't need to color it. Just edit the darn thing.
You can
It's the
handle it,
simplest
yeah.
project possible. Just you have to understand what we're trying to sell for the client, and they couldn't just get it. At the end, we just parted ways, and you came in. Like I say, you rescued me. Project was amazing. Client loved everything. And I think as an editor, that's what matters. People go, I need to learn the software through and through. I'm like, software is not, yes, you need to know how to cut, but that's easy to learn. To tell a good story, tell effectively, to tell it where the edit disappears, I think is where the talent is.
I've had people ask me, like, oh, you could just talk about editing, like about this podcast, like how you edit. Like, I'm like, no, I've had people ask me, like, they want to sit down with me and like look at like the editing and stuff. I'm like, no, like, I'm not comfortable with that. And then, because like, yes, I edit exclusively on Final Cut. Like, that's just what I do.
Mhm.
But if you have me sit down in front of somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that much.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like
you say that. I think
the-
you're also
the-
a little humble. Yeah.
I think the product,
Yeah.
it doesn't accurately represent, like, I love the products.
Yeah.
Like, I love how a lot of our edits come out, but that does not adequately represent my knowledge of the software.
Yeah.
So like having somebody sit down with me and being like, okay, how do you do this or do that? Like, some things I just really won't know. Like, there's still things that I like YouTube. I search it. How do I do this? How do I do that? Like,
But you do it. I don't know.
I do it. I get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I need
Yeah.
to do something in particular and I can't make it work, I will figure out a way to make it work. Even
Yeah.
if I have to like bring it out, Photoshop some few things, and then bring that back in. That's usually logo animations. I love logo
Yeah.
animations.
And that too,
But-
again, not a motion graphic person, but you
No.
do them really well. And again, my clients are not looking for something complicated. They're looking for subtle and beautiful and luxurious. And,
Yeah,
I
and
think
you
do
can
really
make that
well.
work. I think it speaks to like people who are just getting started, people who don't edit that much or anything like that. It doesn't matter how much you know about the software. You can learn as you go. It's what you do. It's more the storytelling and the
Mhm.
actual final product, not
Yeah.
necessarily how you got there.
And to be real, you've been able to pick some advanced software. Like, sure, Final Cut is the easy one, but you use RX, what is it, 11 or 12?
10.
Is it 10? No, I think I'm pretty sure it's 11 now.
I don't
Either
know.
way,
It's 11
see, that's
now.
what I'm saying. We don't even know the number.
I
but
went from
you,
9 to 10.
yeah, okay, sure. Whichever is the latest one.
10
I'm
is
saying
the one we're
you are able to use that. That's an advanced audio software, like for real pros, like for your brother. But you're
Yeah,
able to
that's
go
crazy.
in and you can actually work and use that. I'm saying,
Mhm.
not to discount yourself, but that's not an easy software to
Yeah,
just
and
learn.
I have a hard
Yeah.
time talking about like things I know and things like that. Which is
Yeah.
like,
But I'm just
how
saying,
to
you
talk
are
to
able
guys.
to go in and figure things out, clean up audio, get it leveled. Loudness control is a huge thing people don't do, and you're able to do that.
Yeah, loudness control really bothers me when other people don't do it.
Yeah, and so I'm saying, and that I think makes our videos consistent throughout. Point is, there's things that you do.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, not to discount that a lot of pros may not know or do, and that's the thing. At this point, in my
Yeah.
opinion, sure, you're self-taught, self-learned, but you're a pro. You're helping me make quite literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from the videos that you're doing, and it's not possible without an amazing editor and support person like you behind me. So
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you.
And our time is way up, so we gotta say bye. Somehow we were worried about getting this much time in, and we've gone past
Well,
it.
I think we had quite a few tangents along
Well,
the
but
way.
that's the point of this, is right?
Some of
Raw,
them not safe for
unfiltered,
work, but we'll
unedited
go from there.
conversations with people in the industry. Because see, that's the thing. You can go sit there and be like, I am better at the software than whatever. But at the end of the day, your edits are making us money. They're helping those companies then go make money.
Yeah, that's my final
Everyone's-
goal. It's not necessarily just making a pretty video. It's them getting something out of it.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
wins at the
I
end
may
of the
enjoy
day.
it or not, whether I
Yeah.
enjoy the edit or not. If they love it and it gets them what they need, it works. It's a working video, not just a pretty one.
Exactly.
that's
Obviously,
the
we try
point.
to make them pretty, but you're right.
Yeah.
Our goal is not
That's
to make
just
a pretty
us,
video.
though.
Our goal is to just make an awesome video that gets them the results that they need.
Mhm.
And they win when we win when they win. Repeat customers, repeat clientele. We're happy. It couldn't be any better. And like I said, couldn't do it without you. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming along. Before we go, normally ask people to tell their social media and stuff, but I don't think you have any. Do you
I
want to shout out
do, but I'm
Bindra
not
Productions?
on it. I don't
Yeah.
post anything.
Why
Please
don't you tell
look me
people about
up.
Bindra Productions first time? Who should they follow?
Follow Bindra Productions.
Yeah, what would that be? Instagram, LinkedIn, website, everywhere. It's
Just search
Bindra
Bindra
Productions.
Productions. It's probably just Bindra Productions. To be
Yeah.
honest, if you see Vipple's face, most of the time
Yeah.
that's just about it.
Are you annoyed about that I always just wear Bindra? Or no? Or do you like?
No, I do think that'll be a lot better once someone else does the shirts.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
nice. Can't wait for the new ones to
Yeah,
come
the
in.
new ones will come in. But yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't really bother me that you wear the same design of shirt all the time. Y'all may not know it. He doesn't actually wear the exact same shirt every day,
got a
all
closet
day.
full of them,
like
yeah.
there's a closet full of the exact same design. So,
It just removes decision fatigue. I don't have to decide what
yeah,
to wear.
it's just a shirt and then some pants,
Yeah.
and that's it.
yeah,
It's
yeah. But
pretty
that's
simple.
that's
Plain
awesome.
black
Like you
shirts
said,
and Bindra shirts.
I
that's it.
mean, last thing before we go, you and I, from middle of nowhere, Alabama, have built this thing from nothing to this in 7 years.
You're
Less
talking
than
about the
7 years.
beginning of Bindra Productions because
Yeah.
our personal story is a little
No,
different.
no. I'm not talking about. Yeah, we started in
Yeah.
Florida, but I'm saying Bindra Productions started almost 7 years ago, and like imagine where we were, middle of literally nowhere, Alabama, to here
Ew.
in less than 7. Well, I mean, you like Alabama, whatever. I don't like.
Okay,
it.
but we were right
But we're
outside
not
of
gonna
Muscle
go there.
Shoals.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not literally middle of nowhere
I mean,
to me.
it is.
Okay, but if you have any idea anything about the music industry,
sure.
Muscle
whatever.
Shoals, Alabama is not. No.
Okay, sure. But I'm saying from there
I'm sorry,
to here.
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, but I'm saying from there to here in 7 years. Could you have imagined? Like, isn't that crazy?
No, I mean we always had the goal of moving back to Orlando, but how and the whole video production thing? No,
All right,
no.
but here we are, and it's been
Yeah.
great. All right. This has been an episode of Studio B Sessions. Until
I
next
hope it was
time.
worth listening and watching.
I have no idea who's listening, but thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you, Mario, again for your help on this.
Thank you,
and
guys.
we'll see you next time.